What's up, everybody? Welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns Ocarina of Time Randomizer Season 6 Tournament Bracket Round 1. We've got DubuDeccer versus Rafa28. My name is Video James. I'm joined by Drunus, my good friend. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing very well. Hello, gamers.
Hello. Welcome. Yeah, let's quickly take a look here at some statistics. Let this transition over. We've got a couple of cool numbers here.
Whoa.
Deccer versus Rafa. This is 32 versus 33 seed. This is literally as even as it gets. In 13 races, Deccer has won 9, Rafa's won 4. Pretty comparable best times, though. Both around the 2-hour mark. Yeah, looks like they've got pretty much around even. Hey, look, Decker's got a win on you. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that's Deccer won the last race they played by just over a minute. So yeah, I'd say even though maybe the W's are a little bit more on Decker's side, very evenly matched players. If you look
I think the stats page is doing that glitch thing where it's taking the stats from last year's 30-second seed, because I'm pretty sure these are Haiti Potatoes, like last tournament matches.
That's so funny. Well, all right, let's just go ahead and transition off of that. Here we go. We'll go to the actual runners page. Yeah, maybe that is the wrong stats, but that's okay.
Rafa
That's
has
okay.
mine.
All right, so forget everything we said there, but yeah, Drunus versus Haiti Potato is 9-4 in your favor. Good job, bud.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know what to say otherwise. I mean, Decker's been around for a while. I think he started playing back in like season 2 quals. Rafa's been playing since like last year, May, and climbed his way basically from Division 8 of League to Division 6, where he gave a very convincing performance. They've both definitely come a long way, and they're fantastic runners, and I'm excited to watch this go down.
Yeah, very much so. You guys can't see the whole layout, but it's basically Decker's just hype beasting himself, saying that he is a very funny guy. You know what? I agree. He's pretty funny. Got Goron Ruby and Bolero starred as child. So I think
Very funny start.
yeah. Very not immediately useful. Bolero's gonna be nice as soon as you go adult. There we go, we're off.
Couple of times spawn.
Nice, identical. Yeah, so Decker's gonna play Bolero right away. Rafa's going adult, which I don't mind that much. Your options in that position are either go adults, play Bolero, which Decker's doing, or maybe you just want to go through market and go do Lon and then save warp, go adult. Probably would be the best play, I think. But I guess Decker's plan here is to get rupees. I never really thought about using Crater to get money, but that's an interesting idea. I like it.
Yeah, that's something he thought of, I think, during like the first season of League. So it's cool to see him using it here.
Yeah. League, obviously, in first season of League, you didn't start with like money or consumables, so early game money was really important. So you can see where that thinking comes into play.
Got opponent song here on Bolero.
Big old horsey.
Not going into a song chain here, unfortunately. But it looks like we are going to get immediate divergence other than that first rupee play, because Deccer is opting to stay child here.
See, I didn't see all those hints there. Just missed it. But yeah, Decker's going to stay child and do Lon probably, like I said, along with market checks. Rafa's doing the Drunus, which is checking the one chest in Fire Temple.
Yeah, I don't... Is this really... Am I the only person who does this?
You're the only person I know who does this, but I guess I know 2 people now. It's not bad. It's like it's Sphere 0 and... Is it? No, it's a key. Okay. So what do you do in this situation if you have a key here? Do you go deeper in Fire?
Normally I would. In the past, I have found a bomb bag on that second check. Like first
Lord.
check actually done in the seed, just found a bomb bag.
Luck Master Drew
Um,
over here.
but people make fun of me for it, so now I don't think I'm gonna do it anymore.
Listen, don't let us bully you into making your own decisions. I'm in no position to do that. I was like 92nd in this in calls, so can't make fun of you. What is? Oh yeah, Decker. We didn't really mention, but Decker's got the Miku skin. I'm so used to seeing it on his stream that it's just like I'm so numb to it.
Yeah, so this is Hatsune Miku. She's like a Japanese Vocaloid. One of like the first to really hit mainstream, I guess.
Frogs in the Storm, nothing. 30, nothing. Shoot the Sun, nothing. I missed the first hint, but yeah, not exactly the most useful set of
something Baronade, I think.
Okay. Something Path to Baronade.
I don't know. I think I'm making stuff up.
Ice Path to Baronade. Okay.
Okay. Well, that's an exciting hint. So.
Search for Rudo's letter, and then that basically tells you, okay, Boomerang is in ice. So that's really cool. For those who, might have been under a rock for the last year, Season 6 notably banned King Zora skip, which was previously allowed. So now you hard require Rudo's letter in order to get to Ice Cavern. So in a way, it is a little bit limiting in your routing options, but at the same time, in situations like this, it basically, once you find Rudo's, you're basically guaranteed to have Boomerang soon after. So that's pretty nice.
Did our runners restreamer forget to put on stream audio?
Did I? Yeah, I did. Hold on.
You could have played that off like there was a third party who's just letting dropping the ball on the restream.
There you go. We got some Rafa audio for you guys.
Nice.
All right, I didn't see what the song was there. Was it Storms? Storms and Lon Lon? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so well is wide open now if you want to do it without ZL and explosives. Don't know if Decker's going to do that. 40's nothing.
Some fire arrows in the cat grotto.
Cool.
Not immediately useful or important.
Yeah, fire arrows is one of those things that's like it's very much like important in like 2 or 3 checks, so it's not something you want to skip, but it doesn't really do much, especially early game, so it's like whatever.
Yeah, it's basically like its usefulness is basically that it costs less magic than Dins, and sometimes is required to get your Dins.
And very rare circumstances.
I will refresh.
Yeah, so we got Requiem on the windmill there. So that's another song available to us right away. Oh, that's nice. DC's right there, so do that. And it is a medallion. Guess we didn't talk about the medallions, but looks like Spirit and Deku are the stones, so everything else guaranteed to be done, so. Be looking for long shot, way into water, hook, bow, strength for forests, Rudo's into boomerang for Jabu. Shadow will need hover boots, as well as Din's fire and magic. And then Fire Temple, we're going to need the hammer for sure. See what else comes, but that's the basic skeleton of the items that we're going to be needing for this race. Then we're going to get probably Decker following Rafa's footsteps here. They do Cack in a graveyard, and then I'd imagine, a peek into DC is probably worth it. With 10 shoes, you definitely at least want to look inside and scum some of them.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely true.
Yeah. But we'll see. Maybe we just find a bob bag on the way. Who knows? Dude, I can't believe how big Miku's pigtails are in the adult form.
Oh yeah, I know, they're massive.
They're huge. They're like as big as her. ZL-less Spirit. I'd have to imagine Spirit right now, especially as adult, is like not very well. You can't even do it as adult. Sorry, excuse me, as a child. You might luck out, but I feel like it's not the priority right now.
No, I think Thunder's hinting towards like a ZL on AD. Like,
Oh, I see.
potentially, yeah. Which would be exciting. We've seen it here before, so.
Yeah, no.
But definitely not likely.
We got another big chest here for Dompe. Just a wallet. Nothing useful yet, man.
Yeah.
Except for the shoes, I guess. Obviously, with shoes, you do want to be careful because they are not replenishable until you get a bomb bag. So they are limited explosives, never in logic. So you do want to be intentional with your use of them. And if you can save scum without wasting ridiculous amount of times, it's definitely worth it to do. But sometimes runners will just opt to blow one if it's not, efficient to do so otherwise, like what Rafa's doing here. Except, yeah, unfortunate. Little too late on the nut there, but it's fine. Also, yeah, it's true. With the wallet, you can buy more shoes. Whether these runners will opt to do that, I don't know yet.
Yeah, it's a little early. I would probably still be scumming for a little bit. As far as the early game goes, there are a lot of things you do want to spend money on, such as like a shield, multiple scrubs that you have to buy from, a ton of mini games to play.
Yeah.
So it's always nice to have extra rupees kicking around.
Of course, Rafa's going to lose most of them here with the shield. We'll see what the kind of discount. Is the discount set per seed now? Like
No.
It's just random?
Unfortunately not.
So talking about set seed for true spinner, we need set seed for Hylian shield discount.
Yeah, people have been saying that.
Oh really? I was just shit posting.
It definitely is a concern. I don't believe we've ever seen a match decided by something like that, but it's definitely something that could decide a match in some cases, but it would take a pretty weird case.
Yeah. Alright. You do have to blow one chew guaranteed to get into DC. Rafa not even saving, it looks like, so maybe he's just going to say, these chews are... Or I guess he's going to open the mouth first here. Do a little setup here.
Yeah, this is an interesting way to do it. Usually you'll see people go around like the whole loop. Like, you'll use the first one, save, hit the switch, go around the whole loop, and then once you're done with that, people will save, quit, and do this. I think this might actually be more efficient.
Yeah, never thought to do it this way, but I can totally see why you would.
At least, like, if you're 100% committed to doing the back of DC, I think this way might actually turn out being a little better.
Yeah. But yeah, there's the save, so...
Desert Colossus, Phantom Cannon. So we could have, like, Forest Access song there. I think that's, like, the most likely thing.
Yeah. So, most importantly with Desert Colossus, there is a song there, which, that could also just be Minuet or Seria's, but at the same time, if it's not that, then, that's pretty good information.
A big chest. Bottle of blue fire.
Man.
That's a little interesting.
Use the blue fire. Oh my god, you can save a shoe if you use the blue fire on the mud wall.
Oh my god. He's doing it too.
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, this is very rare that you see this, but Rafa is kind of like an RSL master at this point, so maybe something he picked up there. I don't know. Ooh, strength.
Yeah, you get to save even more chews now. So now you do have you only need one chew now in order to clear DC. The only thing that becomes a concern, or the only thing you still need to use a chew for, is the bridge chest, as well as getting into King Dodongo's pit, whatever. But other than that, you can leave with a chew, guaranteed. So that's pretty nice. Nice little set of items there in DC.
Yeah. Yeah, you're always hoping to see like either Strength Hammer or a bomb bag in here, so getting that strength is really nice.
Of course, not in logic yet. That strength is not in logic until we have, you know, some way other than choose to get into DC. But right now, I don't think Rafa really cares. I think he's just happy to see that strength. Oh, the ZSR bot is dead. Unfortunate. So Decker, on the other hand, looks like he's going to be following. He'll also get that strength pretty soon. And it doesn't really matter what order they get. You know, they do DC, and getting that strength earlier or later doesn't matter. You still have to use the exact same number of chews to get it. So
we do have a big chest on the bridge there, as well as on Decker's side, a Crater to Morpha hint.
Crater to Morpha, interesting.
Which could be opponent's song. We have found that there, and if Longshot is somewhere in GTG, then opponents would be hard required to get that.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, a little interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious what that big chest is. Of course, with the way Rafa set this up, very easy to just, you know, save right now, use the chew, and if it's nothing, then reset. The mouse already open. So, hey, I think I might start copying that. The opening the mouth first.
Yeah, it looks like Decker's opting to do that as well. Yeah. Just doing it from this position, which I believe is probably a little faster.
Yeah, right side for sure. And it was a scale in the bridge chest. Definitely not something you want to save scum. You want to hold on to that. Unfortunately, you have to burn a chew for it, but definitely worth it. Now, let's see. Is Decker going to be big brained? Is he going to use the blue fire too?
I'm not even sure, like, if it's necessarily big brain. Like, it's definitely something you don't see very often, but the blue fire could come in handy later, and it'll definitely save you some time when you go to Ice Cavern later for your boomerang.
Yeah, it's true.
Right. But it is exciting to see it. I do enjoy seeing it.
Yeah, just rarely seen strategies. Alright, well, I think Decker's actually... Oh, because he didn't do Redead Grotto yet. That's why he's got an extra chew.
Mm-hmm.
But blowing up the stairs first, I think you want to check this chest first before blowing up the stairs, because if it is a strength, yeah. Some knowledge that was imparted on me by our good friend Sponge, saying, you know, of course, if it's a strength, we see perfect example there. You get to save a chew. Not a huge deal, but definitely it's the sort of thing you want to be aware of. Alright, so that's the first dungeon down on Rafa's side. So after this, I'd have to imagine, you know, maybe there's not really much you can do in terms of the DMC hint. You don't have a way, you know, you can play Bolero, but you don't have a way across the bridge. You could go up through Goron City, but only one shoe. Where do you really use that? Like, yes, you do strength on Link the Goron and then check the chest if you want, or the Boulder Grotto if you want to, but...
Yeah, maybe, I think that's totally fair to do, honestly.
Yeah, it's just...
Because, like, if you go up there, like, you can do Minuet, which is not necessarily a good play, but
right.
It end up being good. Requiem, I think, probably makes the most sense here. If you get Minuet, everything just kind of pays off.
That's true.
But you don't really have any need at the moment to go up there. You have Storms and Scales, so you probably want to do River's Child, so no need to go there either.
Yeah.
This makes a lot of sense.
Goron pot hint there. Looks like there's nothing on the arch either, so we'll see what this song is. Most likely Saria's or Minuet. I'll be a little surprised if it's not. Yeah, Saria's. Okay. Unfortunately, the worst of the two songs there, but...
Yeah. So that means that there's a very good chance Minuet is up at Minuet.
Right.
Could also be on, like, Burning Cack or something.
Yeah. So to explain here, you need obviously Saria's song to get past Mido logically to get to SFM. Either that or you have Minuet and you play it. So for that reason, for Seria's song to be path to Phantom Ganon, it has to lock Minuet in some way. Unless, of course, that's not actually the path to Phantom Ganon, but that'd be a pretty huge bamboozle there.
Yeah, there could always just be like a hook shot sitting.
Yeah. And we'll know if we just like randomly find Minuet on Child SFM or something, but most likely not the case. Oh no, Decker. He's getting batted.
Yep.
So Rafa's choosing to not even think about the crater path right now and just, play Requiem, go Child. This is fine. You've got, Kakiri Forest, Lost Woods, and all that, Song and SFM, so want to get this. This is just standard early game routing, I'd say. Only real issue is... Sorry, go ahead.
Really, sorry. I wonder what, Decker's perspective is going to be here, because he's already done, Lon Lon and what little of Market he could do, or at least just the one check in Market. So I wonder if he has, less pulling him to go towards Child.
That's true.
He might actually just go up the mountain here instead.
Certainly more of a viable option, I think, in his case, but we'll have to see. I think the only thing that's really annoying for this point is that Rafa's got one shoe, Decker's got two. So going to Lost Woods is going to be a little bit of a pain because you can't full clear it until you find some other explosive source. So yeah, I feel like that may push Decker to delay going Child a little bit, but who knows?
Yeah, it's definitely possible.
Yeah, we're going to see Rafa go over to Lon Lon here, get his storms. Still no ZL, so Well doesn't feel like a fantastic option right now. Is he just going to burn this Chew? He's saying, whatever, we'll stay in logic, just do what's easy and efficient. Honestly, not a bad play, and look, he's rewarded for it with a big chest.
Awesome.
There you go.
That is a stone item.
Yeah.
So,
a little unfortunate.
Not necessarily required for the seed, but may come in handy later. It's a little spooky to see it at least, but
yeah,
it does look cool.
At the very least, all dungeons might be fairly easy to seed. No need to find much, like another strength, a hook shot, and Kakiri Sword is pretty much it. So if it does end up being a required song on AD, at least it's not super annoying, but we'll have to wait until we get an OT hint to know for sure.
So Decker playing Bolero here. It looks like he's... Oh yeah, he's going to pick up his opponent. Because he actually hasn't been through here as adult yet.
Yeah, that makes sense. You get a look at the arch yet? And the volcano?
He did look at them as Child, yeah. It looks like he's going to go for the Fire Temple dip here.
Fair enough.
So maybe we'll see him go for that second check in the big lava room, although at this health I don't think it's super likely, unless he can get a hard off this keys here. But taking the death just to do that one extra check probably isn't worth it.
Yeah, I'd agree. Probably just doing exactly what Rafa did instead, and then...
Yeah, I don't really know. Check this, and then Requiem out, and then Save Warp.
Save Warp, and then, go Child, or... I feel like going Child is still the best option after this. I can't imagine, going up the crater is very efficient at this point.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot to do as Child right now. Even though, nowhere on the map is really easy to reach at the moment. Definitely a ton to do.
Certainly one option would be just go straight from Market to CAC and do well.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a lot open there. Obviously, the ZL check's not open yet, unfortunately, but still a lot to do in well. And you've got explosives to at least make a solid dent in the checks in well.
Yeah, he did end up saving a couple, so.
Yeah. I think he's got 2, yeah. And I think that has to do with Rafa checked Redead Grotto before going up to DC, and Decker did it after, so he was able to save Scummit.
Mm-hmm.
Probably valuing at least holding on to a couple explosives. So
yeah, and then Rafa, of course, doing the boulder outside Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, I don't think there's necessarily a right or wrong way to go about it. It's just how you prefer. Like, do you prefer, keeping explosives, staying out of logic, and keeping track of what is and isn't in logic? And the trade-off is you don't, you have to do more backtracking if you don't have explosives. But
so Decker is actually opting to stay as adult here.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised.
We might see him path towards river, although I'm not sure exactly how wise that is, considering the scale that you have. Or, the scale and the storms that you have. You'd be basically orphaning Frogs 1. But I think he's just extending this for the Minuet song, hoping ZL is there.
Yeah. I think Frogs 1 was hinted, so...
Oh, okay, well that makes this a great play, in my opinion. Of course, Rafa going to the Valley Lake, which are a bunch of checks you can do as child. With scale, you can extend it into domain, into river, and it's a nice, quick way into Lost Woods from there.
Yeah,
so this is also a really good play, really solid routing. Yeah,
obviously, Valley and Lake, notoriously pretty difficult to route in efficiently, but if you have a scale, it's actually pretty nice. Especially if you haven't gone to Lost Woods yet, so totally agree with this this routing choice. Have to see if this river play works out. There's more chews. There you go. Never punished.
Oh, nice. Yeah, already paid off. 5 chews, it's something.
Have to imagine. At least that makes Lost Woods much better now, because you can clear all those checks out of the way immediately. And more chews in river too. It's a 20
river, why not? Oh no.
Literally drowning in chews. Goddamn. Alright, well. Skull Mask is nothing. Yeah, it looks like Valley didn't have anything else, but we'll get to see a lot of the what I'd say some of the more out of the way Sphere 0 checks as child on Rafa's side.
Yeah, for sure. These are definitely some of the harder checks to do, so finding a good opportunity to do them is really important. Sometimes you just never come to this side of the map at all.
Yeah, certainly not. We're actually going to see Lost Woods, at least the bomb lock checks on Decker's side first. And then also the SFM song, which, like we said, is probably Minuet or something locking Minuet. It could be ZL and then Minuet and Composer Grave.
Strength down there? I think there's a strength down there in the lake.
He's just ignoring it? The scale?
Well, he's going to grab it on his way to domain, I guess.
Yeah. You're right. First look, here's a Storm's Grotto, got a big chest.
Nice. Hook shot, nice.
That is hook.
Definitely like to see that. Nocturne on Burning Cat.
Not too bad.
Not too bad, yeah. That's... At least it's not all dungeons. It's not on all dungeons, really.
Yeah, for sure. Go's got one big chest.
Roar's win. Nice.
I'd
like to see it early, but that probably means Magic's gonna be our go move.
True.
As is tradition.
I think Decker's done opening small chest. Now he's got 5 hearts and 22 chews.
Yeah, as far as I know from playing with him in multi-world, 5 hearts is like his threshold of I don't need small chests anymore.
Yeah. That's a lot of players would agree with that. It's just enough to get through fire and, for most other things, it's more than enough health for what you're going to need.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see here. So Decker might be considering, I don't know if he's going to do this, I don't know if this is actually a good play, but with the strength and hook shot, maybe going to Forest for a dip might be a wise decision. Yeah, potentially. I think a lot of it also depends on if the song in SFM is Minuet. Because if it is, you might be tempted to just say, well, I can come back here anytime. But if not, you might say...
Man, if you like pop in there and find something like if you find like a magic, so you can like, drop furores in there. That's pretty,
that'd be hype.
Pretty good.
Got a bug bottle.
Nice.
Nothing on target in the woods. That's a good hint to have when you don't have slingshot.
Mm-hmm.
One little bit of Lost Woods backtracking you don't have to worry about.
Yeah. So you can essentially just full clear as child with these bomb shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So we're going to be seeing Domain here on Rafa's side, doing a little torch run. Decker, I'm very curious to see what the song is in SFM. We haven't seen ZL yet, so...
Mm-hmm. Also, I guess we should mention for anybody not familiar with like tricks and glitches in Ocarina of Time, Rafa actually just set up flame storage, which means the next time he pulls out a stick with that torch loaded, it's going to be on fire, so he can ultimately play this game and light all the torches.
You see that hint?
No, I didn't.
That was a well path to King Dodongo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's likely going to be Hammer or Bomb Bag at this point. But because both strengths we've seen so far are locked behind stuff in DC at this point, so it could also be a strength. We could see a very early strength 3 here, but...
Yeah, it's pretty much... It's gonna lead to a bomb bag.
Yeah.
But, who knows how we get there, I guess. Also, that was Serenade on Minuet, so not exactly worth the trip, but grabbing Hookshot in Kokiri Forest, potentially, maybe there's something in here.
And this is the moment where you really have to start questioning the DC path, or sorry, the Desert Colossus path, because Saria's song not explicitly locking, anything resembling Minuet with that Serenade. So either there's something here in Forest, or maybe there's just something else in Colossus.
Yeah. There's always, like, the Nocturne check is Nocturne, so, like, something there could be locking Minuet. Like, Minuet's AD, and, like...
Yeah, that's true.
Carries swords in Shadow, I don't know. Like, there's so many different options here, but, yeah, it would definitely be on the lookout for ZL, and maybe hoping that the bow just turns up in the Colossus Fairy.
Yeah.
Also, with this hookshot, we're able to clear the upper part of Crater, able to route it nicely at least. We could have done this before, but it would have been a little out of the way.
Yeah, the hookshot makes it way nicer to do, for sure. And with this being path, it's definitely something you don't want to put off for too long, even if it's not necessarily in logic yet.
Yeah, that was a pretty interesting tip, just dipping in for the one check. Definitely a lot more he could have done there, but I can't say it would have been necessarily worth it. It's just a matter of where the items are, which is... Yeah.
Who knows at this point?
Path to Bongo.
Yeah. Very, very interesting.
Which is fine. Like, I mean, Water Temple is already required to get into Shadow Temple. Of course, that's not what the path is referring to, but you were going to go there before Shadow Temple anyway, so...
Yeah. Just means you have to be a little bit more thorough than you probably normally would be. Because Water Temple usually is a dungeon that you want to spend as little time in as possible, if you can help it. We'll see. Yeah, it's very possible. I mean, it's more than likely that whatever that path is going to be locked by ZL, so probably not a huge reason to go into water, even if you find Iron Boots, as long as this ZL remains missing. I think the only really, like, not annoying song check left is the one that Rafa's about to get here, which is Child SFM. So if that's not a ZL, we're in for a little bit of a trip, I think.
Yeah.
We're also going to see some child Lostwood checks here.
I guess if this isn't ZL, then we're either looking at like a ZL-less water or a ZL-less spirit, which is kind of like a weird, like those are two really weird dungeons to beat without ZL.
Yeah, so probably more than likely this is just ZL, but it's going to be really interesting if it's not.
Mm-hmm.
We're choosing to extend this adult section even more now, so we'll have to see where he goes.
Might be possible that he's just setting time of day here.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Or Richard the dog, but that kind of, I guess now with Serenade you're not locked into market, so it's not actually that bad. I think this is fine. It's gonna grab a skull here too. May as well make the trip worth it, or as worth it as possible. Rafa using a bomb shoe on the wolf host there. I think killing it and opening the grotto in one bomb shoe. That's pretty
advanced.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, if you can set that up, that does make a lot of sense. Saves you a stick for sure. Wow, look at this emulator player. Save warping at an OGC. Can you believe it? Wait, is it faster on VC if you go get the skull? Maybe it is, I don't know.
Probably. I don't know.
Not important. But anyway, I have to see this song here.
You can like void out and then you walk back. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. What do we got? What do we got? Seen ZL? Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. So I think immediately out of here, we're probably gonna see both these runners head towards bottom of the well. I think it's gonna take Decker a little while to get there, because obviously he's gonna go through like domain and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I think we will see them gravitate towards bottom of the well very soon.
Mm-hmm. Especially Rafa's about to get this hint for well path, so definitely once he's done with Lost Woods, it's going to be probably first thing on his mind. Still though, he hasn't done Midas House, got a lot of Lost Woods stuff, so we'll get this out of the way first. Richard's nothing. So it's going to be hook shot for Rafa as well, and then that Ferraris. And then, yeah, pretty much a full clear of Lost Woods right from the get-go, which is really nice. So they're kind of going over what other people, or the other runners done, although Rafa's got Skull Kid, Scrub, and then Ocarina Memory Game to do as well, so maybe there's something else here that's cool. But I'd have to imagine the well is bottlenecking us pretty hard at this point. So Rafa's sitting at 3 hearts still, so probably going to be opening small chest for at least a little bit longer.
Yeah, he's got his 4th now, but still a little lower than you would like for... I mean, Fire Temple's required. You don't really want to fight Volva on 4 hearts, although you can with a fairy, I guess.
Did see a little Goron tunic in the Lon silo. I don't think either of them opted to grab it, so they're at the whim of their health bar, so...
Yeah, pretty sure they both skipped it. I'm not sure... I mean, in Rafa's case, like, he ended up going to Valley Lake from there, so like walking out definitely took less time without grabbing that. I think Decker opted to save warp, so I probably would have actually taken that tunic in his shoes, but
yeah. Hang on, did Rafa do
sorry, I seem to have lost my co-commentator.
My
you good?
Internet had a little blip there, my bad.
No problem.
I was just asking, did Rafa do like the Lost Woods child stuff already and I just missed it, or?
No, he ended up warping out without doing like the lower stuff. Like,
Yeah,
he
that's why I
did
was.
the explosive lock checks, and I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I just Bolero'd out, and I was a little confused at that, but I mean, sure. You've got a little bit of direction here, so maybe not the worst thing in the world, but that is kind of a weird thing to orphan. But I think
Yeah.
what he's doing here is investigating the Colossus path a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Field.
Nothing in there. It could be like a bow locked by Saria's either on like Darunia or Skull Kid. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like, he was right beside Skull Kid. Could have checked that, and like
Yeah.
Darunia's right there.
Yeah, I'm a little confused by saving after using the Chew, but you do have the well path to King Dodongo, so you at least have some information that you're going to be getting explosives soon, so probably not that big a deal.
Yeah, hopefully anyway. Hopefully it's not some like long chain that just starts in bottom of the well, but
Yeah. You do want to have at least one explosive for well, because both of the bombable checks are peekable without actually using a bomb. So you know if you do need to use one ahead of time. It's like, is he gonna go for Castle Fairy? Please save scum this at the very least, my dude.
yeah, it looks like he is going. I think this is fine. The well is like most likely a bomb bag. Like,
Yeah.
hopefully it doesn't send you on some long chain, but I generally think it won't.
Little bit more risky than I think I would play, but it's probably fine. Yeah, nothing there. What? He's intentionally saving. He said, "I don't want this chew. I
Yeah,
just
like
want to use it."
he literally said like fuck this chew. Like he literally did not have to save there at all, and his state would have been the exact same, but he would have had another chew.
It's bold. I like. He's not even going well. He's going adult. Oh my god.
Oh wait, okay, now nothing makes any sense.
What's his plan? Is he just gonna go raw into spirit at this point? Not even doing child.
I guess so. He
He
does have
has
the
the well.
hint. He
Yeah.
just saw it in SFM.
Maybe he thinks it's a strength that he doesn't need. I don't know.
I don't even like. There's no
Why is
reason
he?
you would think it's a strength at this point.
He just marked bombs on his tracker. I don't know what's going on at this point. Oh, is it a bomb bag on the volcano?
Okay, we're
Ah.
it's okay.
It's so hard to see. It camouflaged, bro. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I couldn't see it on either player's feed either, but no, that makes a ton of sense. Rafa,
Yeah.
you're a genius. Never mind. I'm sorry, dude.
So now he is in a much better spot. I guess that is that the DC or the DMT path? No, right? Is it?
Because it could be a scale in the well that lets you buy the beans to get that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, interesting.
But then that could just be like it could just be a bomb lock bomb bag. But anyway, it's pretty interesting. Yeah.
I'd have to imagine though, if you know it's a scale, then you still might want to grab that because of the water temple path.
That's true. That's a good point. Gold scale, of course, can let you into water temple. You'll need a long shot to do anything in there, but
Yeah.
it can be a good item to have if you're not willing to look for the iron boots. And I mean, typically, like the less items you need, the better.
Certainly something to keep in the back of your mind. Not the priority, obviously. There's a slingshot. Don't really need that, but that's logical child spirit access, which is nice.
That's the other bottom of the well hint.
Yeah. I have to imagine maybe Decker's gonna. I'd have to imagine at least one of them goes for well. Like even if it is just a useless scale, well, I shouldn't say useless. Even if it is just a scale, there's probably other stuff in well that you still want. So
Yeah, I mean, like, even at this point, like, with Opponent Song, like, it could be a bow there that takes you into GTG and, like, a scales there. Like, you never really
yeah,
know. I think, like, on some level, it is important to chase down paths, even if you think you have it all figured out. But in this case, like, I was gonna say there's, like, other stuff to do with Spirit Temple, but Spirit Temple's a stone. You don't necessarily have to do Spirit Temple.
right.
It's definitely possible that we see him go into the well.
I guess the only bit of direction you have with that slingshot is it is Seria's locked, so potentially could be relevant to the Colossus path. You never know.
Yeah.
Might be a little bit too maybe
Like
overcomplicating a little bit, but
the first slingshot ever, and then Minuet's on AD.
yeah.
That's like the whole, yeah. It'd be funny. I don't know. It also lets you into Child Spirit, which I think is something we might see Decker do, although Child Spirit's not an amazing play.
At this point, probably not. I mean, you do have strength too and mirror shield, so you could do a lot of spirit right now. But unfortunately, it's a stone dungeon, so ew, stone dungeon, yuck. No, thank you.
Yeah, especially Spirit. Who would ever go Stone Spirit looking for items? That's
Spirit
just...
notoriously a terrible dungeon, Spirit Temple, of course. So.
Ah, yes, with the most checks of any dungeon.
Got a right hand hint.
Cool. I mean, they already peeked it from the bottom, so...
Oh, yeah, okay.
Or at least Decker did. I'm not sure if Rafa did, but I did see Decker peek that one. Rafa doing some cleanup here on the mountain, which is pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, we didn't get to see this fairy fountain check yet, so something new. Nothing. So we do have a hint that Ice Cavern is Path to Baronade, which pretty much means it has to lock Boomerang somehow. Letter is logically sling locked. Where's that coming from?
What phase?
Yeah, there's no way to get into Ice Cavern without Rudo, so it can't be in there. Oh yeah, I guess for Child Spirit logic, that is maybe some information about Boomerang.
It could be. I mean, all I'm thinking right now is Saria's locks something that locks Minuet. And honestly, at this point, that could be something in the entirety of Forest Temple. We haven't seen a single check in Forest Temple. I don't think it's reasonable to try to draw conclusions at this point.
Yeah. What we can draw conclusions about is that Rafa appears to be going to GTG, which is another bold play.
Yeah, I mean, it's in logic, but you don't have a bow. Typically, you do like to wait until you have at least a bow to go there, but there is a bunch of stuff you can do. You can peek a bunch of checks in the maze, you can do your loop and get a few checks. But yeah, like, even HBA isn't open to you. I don't think he's set Scarecrow because he doesn't have Serenade yet. So, like, Fortress Chest isn't open to you. It's kind of a gamble. Like, you're leaving a lot behind doing this.
Yeah. Certainly not the decision I would have made, but who knows? Maybe he's got something planned, something sneaky. We'll see.
It looks like Decker's opting to do Child Spirit, which, I mean, if the slingshot is the thing that's blocking Forest Temple, then it's a pretty good place to go.
Yeah, definitely. You might as well give it a look-see. It's like some little bit of direction you have other than well at this point, so. Let's see, this GTG will be pretty interesting though. I don't know, it's just one of those things where like at this point, there's not really anything pointing you in the direction of GTG, and it could end up just being something you never have to do, so it might just be a waste of time. But if there's something required there, then that's a huge win for Rafa, because it's a gamble that paid off.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, the whole thing with it, I guess, is, like you said, there's nothing pointing you here. So if you end up finding an item that you need early on in the seed, then it's pretty unlikely you'll see Decker come out here. And, like, this could provide him with a huge advantage, although it's probably more likely that it doesn't at this point.
Yeah.
But we'll see what's in here.
Hard to say. The crater. Sorry, remind me what the crater is path to. Is it Morpha or is it something else? I can't remember.
Morpha, yeah.
Yeah. So it could just be the bomb bag, right? Like that's the most obvious pick.
Yeah, bomb bag's definitely possible. Could be
Already a big chest
something
here.
very opponent's song could be leading to long shot out here.
Yeah.
We got some French vanilla ice arrows, which is pretty nice. Normally those are at the center of the maze, but
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess there is a tiny bit of direction here with the Epona, but it's still like, you know, it's nothing confirmed, so it's not, you know, not a for sure thing. Decker's gonna go deeper into Spirit with that key.
yeah.
Potentially saving it, and if you don't need it, then using it for Adult.
It's on some pretty low health now, so it's
Yeah.
gonna be a little spooky, but I think he'll make it through with his slingshot.
Just gotta drink the bugs, man.
Drink the bugs, yeah.
Go pushing the block first.
This is something I've seen people doing a lot recently, or lately. I don't know if it's any good, especially without magic. I don't think it's very good. With magic, it's pretty funny, because you just, like, tear it up in there.
Yeah. Little fight pit.
But no, that didn't seem bad, so...
So, you'll have to pay attention to the keys here in Spirit as well.
Yeah, so we got one on Lower Child, one in Child Climb. That was a pretty lucky shoe drop there. I don't think he meant for it to go like that, but it worked out.
Quite a few keys here, it seems, in GTG. No Song of Time, so right mazes, you know, if it's got something required or a big chest, then you have to be careful with the keys.
No big chests yet.
Let's see, okay, nothing on the Flame Lock chest there, nothing on map chest, so that
I feel like if you come here with a bow, you're not hoping to have like 4 keys at this point.
Yeah, definitely not. But it is what it is. Can't do anything in this room.
There are still a ton of checks in the maze, so it's definitely possible you need those keys.
We got one more big chest there. Okay. Decker's got to be really careful here with half a heart.
Yeah.
Very easy to be careless in this room and get hit.
Yeah, looks like he's not going to be rewarded for this Child Spirit play, but might make things a little easier if he plans to come back here as Adult at some point.
Yeah, important to note, this chest here is hammer locked. It's just big stabby. It's just a nice to have. Yeah, that guaranteed to have a key in one of the 2 Adult Spirit checks, so It's good information to have. That's because if you blow both of your keys on child side, then there's no other way into adult spirit. So there has to be a key on early adult. I promise I'm starting to learn spirit key logic. I've been pretty bad with it over the years, but trying to get better. Nothing on the BMO's chest. Not even going to take a look at the ledge. I think is a little interesting.
It's like Decker opting to go into Adult Spirit right away, skipping the well, which I see Angle brought up in chat as well. I can't say I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
I like even like if you know, like if you were of the impression that there was just a bomb bag in the well, I think like you would still go, right? Like you would go if you thought there was nothing, or like you had no idea there was anything in the well.
Yeah.
Right? Like the well is just a good play. I don't
like what's worst case, right? Worst case is it's another strength, which like sure it's not great, but like even if it's a scale, like I mentioned earlier, like that could be, you know, an easier way into Water Temple once you find long shot. So it's like even if it's not something you immediately need, it's still going to be something useful. And like you mentioned earlier, it could just be like a bow for, you know, first logical strength and yeah, who knows where.
Yeah. So we are seeing a Zora Tunic here in GTG. So didn't really pay off without the bow. We did see one big chest that is bow locked. Yep. Yes, that is Hatsune Miku. And yeah, so this has just kind of been an entire waste of time for Rafa, unfortunately.
Yeah. But looks like there's still one thing on right side that he's gonna get a look at here.
Yeah, so it might have been something he saw on the freestanding ledge. Or maybe he didn't
look at it yet
at all. Yeah, okay.
So this is his way of peeking it. It's just a blue.
Okay. So yeah, nothing here whatsoever as far as the items he can reach.
Oh, that's a good point. He might be a little hard to tell with Decker's model, but he does not, in fact, have Mirror Shield. So if he wanted to clear Spirit right now, he can't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Of course, that's sitting in the grotto outside Hyrule Castle.
Got a big chest here, so.
Big chest. It's pretty good. Lens?
Lens.
Amazing.
Get that out of here. Get it out of here.
Yeah, I agree. Get it out of here. We're gonna get a peek here at the Hammer Rocks and Valley, which appears to be a small chest.
I didn't see any gilded outlines.
Yeah, I didn't either. Oh. And we're going down to Adult Lake. Which, of course, like, Rafa has been here and set up Pierre and everything, so we'll be able to do the top of the lab and the fishing checks here. This is also, like, this is definitely an area I can't really say I'd be checking before Pathwell. Like, making this journey out here without knowing where Serenade is, like, you have to come here later for Water Temple anyway. Making this trip now doesn't seem entirely worth it.
Yeah, I think it's hard to know exactly what's going through Rafa's mind, but doing GTG into this definitely indicates that he's like trying to, you know, take a couple risks and maybe see if he can eke something out that wouldn't be immediately obvious to most runners. So I'm not sure what the game plan is here.
Yeah, I can definitely respect somebody taking a few risks. I'm just not sure if like this is really the point where you take risks, or like these are the risks you should be taking.
I'm definitely a little surprised that both runners are ignoring Pathwell still, but that's been brought up a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
We got adult fishing. Did he get the reward there? I didn't see it. Yeah, he don't. Yeah. I think he just said he wanted to quit. Fortunate little time waste there.
Oh, fish ran away.
Ah, okay.
What
Right.
are the hints? Good question.
So we've got Ice Caverns, Path to Baronade. Got Crater, Path to Morpha. Colossus, Path to Phantom Ganon. Well, Path to King Dodongo. And Water Temple, Path to Bongo Bongo. Hope you got all that, Trez. Let me know if you need me to repeat anything. I did go a little fast there. And
Yeah, if you didn't
baseball
get all
putting
that,
it
you
in.
would never make it as an Ooter player. I'm sorry. But, like having to remember like 5 or 6 dungeon rewards on top of 4 hints. So
Yeah. Decker's going to check this last chest here, which is locked by bow. Doesn't mean it can't be another bow, but unfortunately not able to check the mirror shield chest that's also up here. We don't have an OOT hint yet, which I can't imagine OOT being that useful at this point. Could it be anything? Like, worst case, it's Song of Time, hard locking whatever the water path is. But other than that, it's just warp songs. Because we know Nocturne is just going to be Nocturne's odd, vanilla.
yeah.
And if OT's Minuet, like, there's certainly some things we can assume about this area path, but I don't know.
Okay, so we are seeing Decker setting up Scarecrow here. Gonna do these adult lake checks. Hopefully, maybe deciding to cut it there. But I would imagine he's gonna do field off this, same as Rafa's doing at the moment.
Just so anxious to know what's in the well, man. At this point, we've seen almost everything that isn't well. Like, we've got, what, well and deep forest and maybe a little bit of fire. I can't imagine there's much left.
Yeah.
Like,
Of course, like, the stuff in forest, we don't really know if it's, like, logically accessible at this point. Like, the Stalfos fight 100%. But you pretty much need, like, hovers or bow or, like, Song of Time for anything past that.
yeah. Yeah, I guess without knowing where the key is, you can't really do much in forest anyway, so.
At least logically. Like, you can recoil down to Courtyard, which is fine. I don't think it's necessarily a bad play considering you're going to do all those checks anyway.
Yeah.
But you'd have to walk all the way to forest, which is pretty rough. Big chest here in the field. This is probably in logic. Din's fire. Not going to be any immediate help.
It was just a copy of a water temple path. Yeah, they're still looking for, you know, obviously Well is going to put basically everything into logic at this point. Din's not necessarily in logic yet because we don't have logical explosives, but we almost assuredly will get that once we're in Well. And Rafa here hasn't gotten the adult SFM song yet, so likely going there next. Probably made the assumption that we did that it was just Minuet there, so not valuing it too highly, but maybe with the amount of stuff he has left, he might see if there's a key in the Stalfos chest, but I'd have to imagine both of them are, you know, thinking about Well still at this point.
Yeah.
I guess more so now, just knowing how little left is in logic. Like, Decker still has GTG, Rafa still has Spirit, but I can't imagine doing all this and being like, yeah, Well's clearly got nothing important. Yeah, I'm interested to see how far, if at all, Rafa decides to go into Forest.
Yeah, I think at this point it's probably worth just doing as much as possible just to make this trip like completely worth it. And, like maybe you can find a bow and just be able to beat Forest in this trip. Probably not super stoked to see that Serenade there, considering all the like the couple of trips to Lake by this point. But that might just push him further into Forest Temple, honestly, which I think it could definitely be a good play at this point.
Yeah. Was that
his minuet? So I hadn't seen that when Rafa saw it.
That's the first time I've seen that hint, but there you go. Minuet on OOT. So that can mean any number of things for the DC path at this point.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna see a little bit more Forest Temple here. At least the like Stalfos, but potentially a little more if he decides to do the recoil.
Well, he's gonna need a key if he wants to do that, but yeah.
That's true. That's true.
And I guess even if it's not a key, you know, they haven't really been prioritizing skulls that much, but 10 and 20 are wide open there.
Don't like Decker getting back on a pony here.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Can only mean bad news, but it's okay.
I get it. I'm frustrated they're not going to well either. It's fine.
I don't want to like harp on the players too much, but the well is the well. Like even if you know one item that's there, the well is the well.
That's so many items. Gonna have like a billion things. All right, we'll get to see more of Forest at least. I swear to God, if we just see Decker do GTG and Rafa do Spirit after this, it's just like, man.
I think maybe it's like at some point you've done a couple plays that weren't the well, and then it's like, well, now I can never go to the well.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think that's like a very healthy way of thinking.
I mean, it's not healthy, but I certainly do it all the time anyway.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, Rafa's definitely going to do the recoil here to full clear the courtyard. Yeah, even if it's not a logic right now.
Pretty interesting. Could see something here.
Yeah. I guess Decker will probably just Death Warp here if he wants to get back to GTG. Or maybe he just saves warps? No, he's gonna Death Warp.
But maybe?
Chance, unless.
Yeah, he's gonna save and not continue. That's that's what's happening.
Knew it was coming. Miku's dead, no!
No, Miku. Alright, first check here in deeper forest. It's just a small key.
Without a bow, we need one more key to check anything else, and it's just bow chest, and it's quite out of the way to do if you're not advancing any further, so I'd have to imagine you're just doing courtyard and leaving. Still good for skulls, though. Only sitting at 8, but...
Yeah, at least when he goes to do the correct play, which is the well, he'll be able to turn in 10 skulls while he's there, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, important to note, being brought up in chat, that once logical bomb bag is found, or once we have the logic for bomb bag, then Twin Rova is fully available to do all of the bow locked stuff in Spirit. There's nothing, so.
Yeah, that's interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Little scary, but.
Not Stone Twin Rova an hour 5 into the seed is definitely not something you want to be hearing.
So we're not seeing anything here in forest. Maybe we'll now see the lava ruin fire temple. No, looks like he's gonna go child and probably do the well and Dompe and 10 skulls and all that good stuff.
I sure hope so. If he's got something else up his sleeve, I mean, it'll be interesting. Why are people talking about Pepsi Man? When did that come up?
I think is there like a Pepsi Man model or something?
Is there? Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe that's the only reason I can think. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I think some of the custom models make aiming with first-person items a little bit weird, which is why I don't typically use them. But I think a lot of people don't care. I was joking that should make a race model that has the same skeleton, but all it is just like a series of lines and dots that help you line up for visual cues. Is it cheating?
No, I don't.
Oh, it's true. We haven't seen that yet.
I mean, shield.
Couldn't even see what that was.
Yeah, it blended.
But clearly nothing.
It's, yeah, it was a recovery heart. So. It looks like we're walking somewhere.
Definitely CAC. Watch it just to tease us. He's gonna go to CAC and just not do well. Like, no, this is not important.
Yeah, I'll find an item on chickens and just bail. It'll be like Bo on chickens and he's just out of there.
It'd be awesome.
Back to GTG.
Yeah, not even progression for us, just that one chest in GTG that we know of. Oh no. It's just beelining straight for well. Said it's enough. We've done enough. Let's just go.
I mean, I'd imagine he'll do chickens like on his way out of windmill into the well, but I mean, maybe he'll just hop right in.
At this point, there's what else might there be in well? Still haven't seen a Rudos. That certainly could open stuff up a little bit, especially with the ice path, but what else? People are saying that Kakiri Sword is probably in Shadow.
No, yeah,
I don't know.
definitely possible. It's locked by forest. I think that's what people are going for.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of checks that like K-Sword or, well, I guess just K-Sword could be on. It's really the only thing locking our minuet at this point. But...
yeah. I have to imagine after Decker's done with GTG, going to well is like on the table for sure.
Yeah.
What does he have left?
Yeah, I mean, he has already done Spirit, so honestly, not really a whole lot left. I don't think there's anything left other than that Stalfos check in Forest.
Yep, like one check in Logic and Fire. That's it.
That's true. That's true. Hopefully we don't see him go for that one either. As far as this well path, I did see somebody saying that it could be hover boots in here to get that first bomb bag. I had never really explored that option, but it's definitely possible. Although hover boots aren't really going to get you anywhere at the moment. I think, like, at this point there has to be either, like, something useful that's going to lead to a bomb bag eventually, or just, like, 2 items in here. But we're about to get our first look.
Yeah, it's Hammer.
hammer.
There you go. That's your strength and logic, and the scale, which puts beans into logic, which was bomb bag. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're in logic now, and hammer is definitely a really good item to have. We can check that last item in the crater. We got a second big chest here.
Frog champ.
Frog with Serenade might be useful for getting to the well if we can find the letter before having to save warp.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think that's gonna happen unless we see like Prelude and Composer's Grave, because you'll probably save warp out of here at least.
Dead hand being annoying as usual.
Yep.
I don't think we've seen a bigger on hint yet. Could be wrong.
That's a good point. Yeah, I don't recall seeing one.
Okay. Almost done with the well here. If it really is just hammer, then I mean, you pretty much have fire as your option, and that's it.
Yeah, there's fire, and then there's like Crater Fairy, which could be the path there, like path to Morpha. If that's
yeah,
could be like a bow. Like a bow's pretty good for water, I guess.
Got 3 chests left here.
Ton of checks at this point.
Yeah, certainly.
Decker Child probably going to the well. There's like no other checks as Child, I'm pretty sure, on his side.
Yeah. Well, he's got Boulder of Destiny to do for his Mirror Shield, but
that's true.
That's about it. So he's probably just going to check that on his way. Yeah, alright, that's it for the well.
Just the hammer.
Interesting. He's not even going to go for the... Okay, never mind. I thought he was just going to play Bolero and not go for, like, Composer Grave. Which I guess is an okay risk, because, like, you don't really need Prelude with your save warps. Song of Time is probably not going to be useful, but you do need to be conscious of it with the water path, so it's, like, probably still a good idea to do.
Yeah, I would definitely just take whatever song is there at this point.
Yeah. It would be really annoying if Song of Time is on the Prelude check and that ends up being the Water Temple path. That's like the worst case scenario, but still be funny. We got chickens here.
Nice.
Take this opportunity to grab some more coffee.
Yeah, sounds good. It's just me and you, chat. Not really a whole lot to talk about. I guess that's why Jamie left, but these are some pretty good chickens to pick up when you only need to do 4 of them, you know? It's, Rafa definitely knows his stuff. Nice wallet refill there. So gonna be able to afford the Goron tunic, which is nice. Definitely possible that we see him pick that up. Maybe check the Crater Fairy. I think with this time of day on Decker's side, it might be possible that we see him dip out and just like let time of day go until nighttime so we could check Dompe. At this point, he's very, very low on checks.
Yeah, definitely. Like, Hammer at least gets you fire, but even then, like, what if there's just nothing in fire, and then you're gonna feel really bad for skipping out on some of this child stuff now? So I totally agree with being really efficient here.
6 chickens. I would just feel bad for the one chicken.
Yeah, he's all alone. Also, I would never do chickens if it's anything more than 4 at this point. I can't go back.
You eat the other one?
That's true, it's dinner.
That makes sense. That's like whatever the word I'm thinking of is.
Protein.
Yeah, I mean it's that.
I don't know what word you were looking for.
I don't know, like you're being like resourceful, I guess. Or something along those lines.
What was the Composer Grave song? Totally missed that.
Fun song. It was vanilla.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Dompe not annoying around on Rafa's side.
Mm-hmm. Although he will have to find a way to step out of here.
Yeah.
And I'd imagine if he's doing this check this way, he's probably not gonna stick around for Dompe. Otherwise, like, you would just go out, make it night, and then come back and do this check.
Yeah. See that the tweet from Fig the other day?
No.
But the Graveyard Kid? I never realized this.
Oh,
but
I did see that one, yeah.
Yeah. Graveyard Kid is just the Bomber's Kid, guys. Never knew. Same model.
Yeah. The Bomber Kids are literally just Graveyard Kid with a hat.
Don't even have to cover up his bald spot.
The blue fire. Decker saving the blue fire doesn't mean anything at this point. There's just another one sitting there.
Unfortunate. I guess this is how, if Rafa wants to run Dompe, this is how you do it, but I'd imagine he's just going to go back to Adult and straight into Fire.
Yeah, I'm sort of interested. Like, did he... forget where his save was? Is this faster for checking Richard? You had to play Suns twice.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe on VC it's faster. I don't know if Rafa's a VCer.
Maybe. Not exactly sure. It might be like pretty close to even, I guess. Is on VC, yeah. Maybe it's pretty close to even.
Very cool. Very cool, Dodo. Speaking of Dompe, it's like, how are we gonna wrap this in, man?
So yeah, it looks like with Decker not doing the grave check there, he's gonna dip out, play Suns, and then come back for the check? Or
Maybe. Hope so.
No, he's just going.
Yeah, at this point, you're running the really real risk that Fire just does nothing, because it's not the worst temple, certainly, but definitely not the best in terms of check efficiency, and it's very possible that there's just nothing behind Fire. So
yeah, I think at this point it's like, I mean, it's definitely more likely than Dompe having something.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I'd probably be doing what the players are doing at this point. Like, you've kind of like wasted enough time doing stuff that is not going to be required. So it's probably best to just like really push once something comes up that is required.
Yeah, I'm not saying...
Now you can do Fire Temple. Fire Temple's required. Just do Fire Temple. Stop wasting time. Like, that's where my mind would be at least.
Yeah, that's totally fair. And of course, I guess the counter argument, since I'm getting questions in chat about it, is like, not necessarily that you do random overworld, but you just be more efficient with the overworld that you have available, such as Dompe right next door, because, you know, if you skip it now, then it's going to feel really bad to come back to later if you have to. But there's also an argument to just, at this point, you've done so much that it's better to just start turning on the jets, playing more aggro. So, it appears to be exactly what Rafa's doing. Yeah. Decker's skipping Mirror Shield again, which is A little sad, but we don't have confirmation that it's required yet, so might be okay. Here's Hammer, Mr. Decker. At this point, Rafa obviously with a little bit of a progression lead here, so we'll see how this plays out. Slug running for its damn life.
At this point, he does have his lead here in fire, but on top of that, he has done more in forest, so it is like kind of building into a little bit of a substantial lead.
Yeah, definitely. And like the saving grace for Decker would be if Spirit is required, but we haven't seen anything in Spirit yet, and he's done everything that doesn't require Mirror Shield, so it's like even if Spirit is the answer, Decker's still, you know, not in a great spot here.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. Luckily, both of these guys have Pierre, so we're not going to run into any situation where Pierre ends up trolling. Using Biggoron Sword on... or maybe, I guess he got that Master Sword Jump Slash, or I don't know.
I don't know that he did, because he had this equipped in the last turn. Yeah, he's just using Big Goron Sword. Maybe he doesn't know that Master Sword actually does more damage.
Yeah. Pro tip, guys, you can one-shot each cycle of Flare Dancer with a Master Sword Jump Slash. Biggoron Sword does less. One of the very rare instances where Master Sword is better than Biggoron.
Getting an early item here in Fire Temple.
Yeah.
Probably a bow, if I had to guess. A letter?
Yes.
That's pretty big. That's actually kind of huge.
Yeah. Little annoying routing wise, but I don't think you care.
Yeah. Because again, like with that, like with Ice Cavern being path to Rang, doesn't necessarily mean Rang is there. Like it could just be something leading to Rang. Like your first bow could just be an ice at this point. Like I think you're probably just like hard pushing every single path at this point, hoping that, I mean, you're just gonna get like a nice little path, so to speak, to the end of the game.
Yeah. So far, this seed has done everything to suggest you should just blindly follow paths and do nothing else. So.
Rafa with a little bit of a troll target there. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, his health situation, little concerning here. Doing some skilled backflips to save on damage, but... Oh wait, he has Goron Tunic, never mind. I'm stupid. Never tell, man, with the custom colors, but yeah, there's no timer there.
Also, it looks like Decker is gonna pick up this beam so that he can grab his bomb bag.
Yeah.
On his way into fire, which is a good play. Probably also see him do bomb shoe bowling, which we know it doesn't have anything, but
at least it's, you know, on his mind. And dear God, I hope he routes in Boulder of Destiny. We don't have confirmation that Mirror Shield is required still, but you know, not really something you want to be without. Luckily, this is not too terrible to route in, even at this point with the Bolero. Oh, dude, can you do the little ESS thing? Clear the area text?
I would imagine so, because like the beans are the beans? Do the beans count as like a cutscene item? Because
I think so. You do pull them out and hold them.
Yeah, so I think like you can actually do that with the beans.
So what we're talking about, to fill in context, if you are in the middle of ESS turning and you pull out a cutscene item, such as like one of the trade items, it clears the area text, like when it says like Death Mountain Crater or whatever. And that's really important because for beans and trade items, you can't actually hand them in or plant them when the area text is still there. So being able to clear that area text really immediately, it saves, I mean, at least a second and a half, I'd have to imagine. So actually really useful tech to know.
Yeah. And we are seeing a boss key here in the lower maze.
At this point, though, you definitely want to continue a little bit further into fire, because still some juicy checks left for you.
Mm-hmm.
Decker following in the footsteps, going straight into fire here.
So with this key, it looks like we're not going to be bow locked in here, which is a little interesting. I don't know if, like, because of that, there's any more or less merit to going any higher, but I think at this point, like, can't really hurt going higher.
Yeah. Again, like, I think a lot of, at least when I'm trying to decide if I want to go deeper into fire, has to do with, like, how much I have left in other spots in the game. And
that's
this is
what I was thinking too.
Yeah. Definitely a situation where I'd want to, you know, probably at least consider going for all the way. Not at least just to the upper maze.
Yeah, because pretty much, like, if you leave here, the only thing you can really do is just, like, turn in letter and then just go back, like, straight back adult and go do ice. Yeah, if you push, I mean, maybe you get rewarded with a bow or something.
Yeah. At this point, it is also important to count keys in fire, because you can full clear fire while still having 2 small keys unused. So it's important to know, like, if you don't have any keys and the only things you have left are hammer and valve, then you know you don't have to do anything else.
Yeah.
Well was in, or excuse me, hammer was in well, definitely lock behind ZL, so.
Yep.
So we haven't seen anything in fire so far, which is a little or sorry, excuse me, we saw Rudos. I'm stupid. No. Never mind, just go straight to ice.
Rudo's definitely a little important. If there's nothing up here, like, we could see Decker saving some time if he just decides to bail at boss key. I'm not sure, like, Decker has even less to do than Rafa, so I don't know if he'll be willing to make that play. But the fact that he's done so much, like, maybe he'll just be looking straight at, like, just only do progression from now on, sort of.
Yeah. Scarecrow.
Yeah, nothing on Pierre. So this one key gets us into upper fire, and then there's basically only 2 keys left at that point. So that'll be between Compass, Highest Goron, Hammer, and Valve. So 50% keys, 50% checks.
But definitely a good idea to at least take a look at the 2 quick checks here. What you don't want to see here is, you know, basically any key. Any key that you see here, you're going to, you know, have to take the gamble or just do Megaton Hammer Chest. So.
Yeah.
Let's see what Compass Chest is here.
Ooh, first check key.
Tragic. So now we gotta see, is Rafa gonna be brave enough to go straight for the hammer chest? Well, if he's doing it like this, then doesn't really have a way back into Highest Goron unless it's yeah, it's
honestly
nothing.
He didn't have a way into Highest Goron anyway.
That's true. You're right.
Like you would have to go up to hammer chest to do it.
You can do the ground jump to get on the pole, but. Who does that? Lamau.
I guess.
But luckily it's nothing, so I don't have to worry about it. But at this point, looks like he's just going for the extremely safe option, full clear fire. Hey, you remembered to equip Master Sword this time. Hooray. I have to imagine the first time was just out of pure laziness.
Yeah, I think it was probably just one of those things where like you do one cycle and then realize like, ah, damn, I forgot to switch. And it's like, well, like, is it really faster to switch at this point?
Not really. Mm. Oh yeah, Decker definitely has bombs.
Yeah. As far as progression goes, Decker is basically just as behind as it looks like he is in Fire Temple. As well as like Courtyard and Forest, but it's nothing too crazy at this point. Like the seed can still go many places.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Hammer's a big chest.
That's interesting. Or at least it could be.
We'll have to see what's in here.
Iron boots.
Irons.
Yeah, that could be good. No sign of gold scale yet, so. And with Water Path, like you're looking for boss key and an item, so Iron Boots can definitely be huge. There's definitely twice as likely to be something in Central Pillar.
Yeah, certainly makes water a nice little option at this point. Although it's Path to Bongo. We haven't seen hovers yet, so it could be that. But it's also possible that it's just, there's a long shot in water. That could also be the case. Just because water's blocking Nocturne, yeah. Either way, it's nice that we now have water open, and the interesting dynamic here that could definitely turn the tide of the race even further in Rafa's favor is if Decker decides not to go for Megaton Hammer Chest, and then Gold Scale is just nowhere to be found. That's definitely bad news. It's especially bad news, even if he does find Gold Scale, if there's just a long shot in water, because then Decker pretty much has to go get those irons.
Yeah, that's very true.
I guess the main reason, we kind of touched on it earlier, but the main reason I think Rafa did a full clear of fire was that there's just so little left in the game. Even with the Ice Cavern path, like, it's just Rang, and that gets you into Jabu, which is cool and all, but, Jabu's not exactly the best dungeon in the world. And at that point, you really have very little left, so probably better to be thorough here and not have to go all the way back up to fire. So there's definitely merit in what he did in full clearing. Yeah, pretty obvious routing here for Rafa at this point. Just after you're done with fire, go do ice, find Rang, great. If not, water's right there. Go take a look.
Yeah.
Hope that you find, like, I don't know, a bow at some point in that route.
And I mean, like, at this point, with the items we're missing, there's not really anything useless left to find in Ice Cavern. Like, you can find, like, Kokiri Sword in there. And it's like, okay, well, like, that's not necessarily required, but since you know that it's gonna lock the Boomerang, it becomes required, and you just end up doing Deku Tree at that point anyway.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, like, we're not really gonna go to Ice and find nothing, I think.
Answer a question in chat real quick. Hook and Hammer were both available without bombs. Got Hook in Kokiri Storm's Grotto, and then Hammer was behind ZL, which was Sphere 0, so. Nothing on Volve Heart Container. So yeah, going to be really interesting here to see what Decker chooses to do, because
Yeah, I think like once you get to the point where it's basically a 50-50 on hammer or Volve, I think like most players would opt to just go do Volve and forget about hammer.
yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting to see what Decker does here. But I think I would expect him to make the play towards Volve, but I would expect almost anybody to do that, honestly.
Yeah.
We are gonna see the last check here in Path Crater. So this could be something interesting. I don't think Decker did this yet.
Yeah.
I think he also just went straight into fire. If they found all keys first before going up to hammer, then they would have never gone to hammer, and hammer wouldn't have had an item. So I'm not really sure what you mean by that.
I thought highest Goron was an item, but I didn't see what it was too clearly, so
Yeah, compass was a key, highest Goron was an item, so that leaves an item and a key between Volve and hammer. So it's
yeah.
a 50-50 on Decker might just die here and then not
Yeah.
even get the chance to go to.
Oh, that's no, he had a fairy.
He has a fairy. It's good. Bulb was DD, hammer was launch shot. Oh,
okay. So I guess highest Goron was a key then.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Did you guys?
That was a key.
Ah. Makes sense. Just not counting keys properly. Yo, Decker's doing the sauce.
This is interesting.
Oh. Yeah, if he's doing it this way, it suggests that he might not want to go for Megaton Hammer Chest.
Yeah, because otherwise you would just do this on your way back down.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's going for Hammer Chest.
Well, that definitely, like, it at least just makes it easier to get to Volve. Like, even from the entrance, I think it's actually faster to just hit that pillar down.
That's true. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he can't. Yeah.
It looks like he is going to go up, so
okay, that's good.
Good for him. He won't be missing out on those iron boots.
Mm-hmm. Still, unfortunately, for him, behind on progression a little bit, but certainly not out of the race by any means.
At least this is like a crisis averted at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Still got a race. Nice equips. Little shield spam there. Let us know. What's the icon on the Miku shield?
I don't know. Like, sometimes I'm looking at it and I think it's like a bunny, and then sometimes I'm looking at it and I think it's like a chicken or something.
I'm sure somebody in chat knows.
Yeah, any Miku people out there. I don't know what to call you, I'm sorry.
Okay, you can just say we
experts.
Domino's pizza fans.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Alright, we're gonna see Central Pillar. Rafa's only got 4 hearts, which makes this little tight. He's not even gonna go for the peak because you wouldn't have time to get the peak and the item. Although I don't think he's gonna have time after killing these to even see what the chest looks like.
Didn't he have Zora Tunic though? Didn't he get that in GTG?
Oh, yeah, he did.
Or no, he save scummed it.
No,
maybe.
Oh yeah, he did save scum it because he used the 2 keys to go to right side maze.
Don't think he has enough time anyway.
No, this definitely is not enough time, so he'll have to come back in here. So we won't get to see what the chest is quite yet, but It'll only be like a minute.
Wonder if like, oh, he had a
Oh, he
fairy
has a
too.
fairy. I keep getting baited by the fairies.
I was just about to say, like, what if there's like a way, if you know you're gonna make it at least to the column, but you're gonna die on your way to the surface, like, could you angle yourself in a way that like the death screen shows the chest when you float up?
I think you can, but I don't think anybody would like necessarily know a way to do that because I don't think that's like a legitimate like strat. Like
I
you
don't think
wouldn't
it's
want to know how to do that. Like you would
yeah,
just prefer doing it correctly.
not really something anybody's gonna lab, I guess.
Yeah, but I guess it could be
Useful in a pinch.
something to know. Decker really needs this health. Okay, just got it. I think at this point he doesn't have that backup fairy though, so
Yeah. So Rafa, I guess I don't know if he had more to do in Water Temple. I wasn't really paying attention. Maybe it was just key locked by bow stuff. But either way, it
he
looks like
didn't
he's
do any loop, but
oh.
and yeah, didn't do dragon chest, which is definitely something that's available early. You don't need any keys logically to access that, but he is going to go to Ice Cavern, which is required. So still doing progression. It's definitely not like a bad play to bail out of water there. And you might end up getting like Song of Time in Ice Cavern or something, which will let you do Dragon Chest on your way around the Dark Link loop, which is definitely more efficient.
So Decker got Troll Hold there, and unfortunately timed the bomb a little bit incorrectly, and ball got hit. In that case, with no fairy, there's basically no way to win the fight in time.
Yeah. I don't think at this point Decker needs anything specific for the win. It's just a matter of how the seed plays out from here.
Yeah. Also, Target of the Woods was hinted, so you're wrong.
Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. Being wrong.
I was gonna say with Dragon Chest, like it's definitely if you don't have Song of Time and you don't have confirmation that it's going to be an Ice Cavern, then that's for sure something you want to do, you know, basically right away. So have to imagine it might be something that might come back to bite him.
Mm-hmm. Are we seeing? Is this like a Child Goron city, or did he ever come back for these checks in Lower Lost Woods?
No, I don't think he did.
Okay, so he's gonna do his Ocarina of Memory game. Oh no, okay, we're going into Goron City. I think Pot is hinted.
Yeah.
So yeah.
At what point does Decker swallow his pride and grab a fairy? Oh, he's going in raw.
Just do it, man.
Now
so you have even less time than before, and
file name certainly is accurate. This is definitely a funny way to do Evolve.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there was a Goron tunic in Lon Lon Silo. You had every opportunity to grab that. Said no.
They warped out too. Like you did not have to do that at that point.
Oh, you gotta flex for restream, I guess.
Yeah.
Third time's the charm.
A little slow on the bomb pulls here. Is that even? I don't know.
Yeah, he's big around, so.
Oh, right, yeah.
I had the exact same thought. So. Where is those going? So true. It might not be a flex third try Volve, but at some point you just have to say, I know I can do this. I need you guys to see that I can do this. See it, I did.
Yeah, good job, Decker. Really wants to see what this item is. He should have enough time to make it. Yeah. So he's probably going to check Crater Fairy, and I would imagine he goes straight to ice, although he might also do the water detour.
See down, please. No! It was almost New Wave Bossa Nova. I always love it when it's, you know, a real song. Or at least the beginning of one.
Reals. Yeah, no, I get you.
No, Decker!
What you get for playing Miku.
All the visual cues are messed up.
Stop hurting Miku. Stop killing Miku. What the? Don't stop making that jump. You don't need to do that. Like, just play like a normal person. I can say these things because I'm his teammate.
Yeah,
like,
watching
him is actually like.
This technically counts as you coaching him for multi-world, so I guess it's okay. I'd be the exact same way if it were my multi-world partners on Restream. Alright. Let's see Crater Fairy here as well. So this suggests that Decker is I don't know, actually. No, never mind. He hasn't turned in Rudos, so I have to imagine Rafa's going to Ice Cavern here first.
Mm-hmm.
Then after Ice, like, I'd have to imagine you just go straight back into water. Or I guess if you find Rang, you do Jabu.
Yeah, I think if you find Rang, you do Jabu. If you find Bo, like, maybe you go back to water. Especially if, like, the song is Song of Time, I think you would go back into water at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Decker will be going into the water temple here.
This could be an opportunity here for him to catch up a little bit if he is a little bit more thorough with his water temple checks. And he gets rewarded with something like a bow.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine Rafa putting off water temple for much longer, so who knows how much of an advantage it could be, if anything. All we can do is speculate on it right now. Yeah, I feel like in terms of raw checks, Decker's done a little bit more, especially with the Spirit Temple that he did a little bit earlier. So for that, in that regard, that kind of explains why Rafa is a little bit ahead in terms of progression. So it's just a matter of like, will Rafa ever have reason to go to Spirit? That's like the big thing that could, you know, Decker could help catch up.
Yeah.
But to our knowledge, we haven't seen anything that would suggest, because like Twin Rova is just like straight open for us, and there's no reason to do AD, so I can't imagine it being on his mind until it's, you know, maybe you're one item from Go mode, you just want to do density. Alright, using the blue fire here for a little bit more efficient ratting. Nice of the seed to provide us 2 opportunities for an earlier KZ.
Yeah, I mean, I think like Decker's got it pretty good in that he can do King's Aura on his way in, and then check like Compass Room on his way up through ice.
Right.
But it doesn't save like a ton of time. It basically saves the amount of time in the map room, like just if you have to climb up to get the blue fire. Like
Yeah.
if you peek up and map is dead, you basically just don't need to climb the room at all, which isn't really much time saved whatsoever.
Right.
Grabbing that hint there, definitely not the most efficient way to pass through Fountain, but it's not something that's like gonna make or break the seed or whatever. What's that?
Is that a long shot? I can't tell. The bitrate is so low.
I know it looks like long shot to me, but I basically just saw something.
Yes.
I don't want to discuss.
Still, he's like 2 feet away. I still can't see.
Yeah, on the commentary page, the bitrate is so low. Like literally, both streams combined have like 20 pixels.
Decker's going for Dragon Chest here, so it could be interesting.
I guess I can change it to source. I'm just gonna mess up something.
360p.
It's a lot of P.
Come on. What do we got? Dragon Chest? Anything good? It's a key.
Nope.
Does that give us access? Well, we have access to Dark Link, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. Does Decker want to commit that much? It looks like he's going back in.
Or
so.
logical access? I don't know, but we have access.
Yeah.
I think
He's gonna burn the key. Now we don't. He's just gonna burn the key on doing Central Pillar.
Yeah, I mean, like, he just saved, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll just see that this is a key and then reset out.
Bounce.
Like,
I think importantly, Decker does have a Zora Tunic here, so.
Katie, I think of that every single time anybody says VC. It's so sweet.
I don't know a ton about Lord of the Rings, but I do know that apparently Nicolas Cage almost got the role of Legolas, and I wish we lived in that universe.
Have you ever seen that meme where it's like the world if blank?
Yeah. Like futuristic.
Yeah, it's like highly advanced society. That's like the world if Nicolas Cage was Legolas.
100%. Alright, so about to see our first check in Ice Cavern. Decker's not going for Dark Link. I think he's saying, like, you know, there's a chance we just get Song of Time in Ice Cavern, which I know I have to do anyway, so it's probably better to just do it later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the fact that the Water Temple path is not immediately available is definitely great for Rafa at this point. He's, again, ahead on progression. Isn't losing out by not clearing more Water Temple early, so... Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. I would imagine he has, you know, all of Jabo to do after this, so...
Imagine if the path to Baronade is just along the path to Bongo. Like, you just get, like, Song of Time here for, like, whatever's on River Chest, and then here's your one item, fuck off.
Yeah. That would be really funny, yeah. Some glitchless jumps here from Rafa.
Yeah.
One nailed it. Yep. Okay, just gonna go for a ground jump on the second one. Yeet.
Rafa is a very impressive player, like especially considering the time frame that he's played for, which was basically since like last year May. Like you can definitely see he's come a really long way from 0.
Yeah, it certainly took me a lot longer than, I don't know, a year and a half to start doing these glitchless jumps. So. Right, so still haven't seen the Ice Cavern path here. Got 2 things left. Song could be Song of Time. If it is, that's a little unfortunate, but there's another item here as well.
See if we can get the White Wolfos quick kill. Nice.
Nails it. Very cool. Looks like it is going to be Song of Time.
Yeah. That's interesting. I guess we're going back to water.
Yeah.
Don't really have anything else going on right now.
Yeah. If it's not that, then hey, go do toilet, I guess.
Yeah.
Was he just going raw for toilet? Oh. My God. This guy's gaming.
So, earlier when I said, like, you don't really have to be making plays at that point, I think this point is actually a pretty good point to be making plays. Like, you have wasted a pretty significant amount of time in GTG already.
Yeah, so it looks like he's just full on committing to the, the GTG play that he made and just,
Also, yeah, he can't actually do river chess at the moment because he doesn't have a bow. Neither player does, so...
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't say this makes the most sense still. Like, I would probably rather go into Spirit and just hope that something's on river chess later.
Right, so I guess he's just hedging his bets that, the immediate available chest that's path from Ice Cavern is just going to play out the way he wants.
He has Tektite as well, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's a nice thing to check out while you're out here. Rafa has already done Forest Card. Opponent can jump that?
I had no idea. I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to look foolish because I thought everybody else knew that. But then you said it, I'm like, all right. I didn't know this either.
She can't even jump normal fences. She jumps the wall. Okay, nothing here. So yeah, I guess we're going to toilet. We did see courtyard. On Rafa's side, we saw that. Oh boy. I really don't know what to make of any of this at this point. Like, I think the correct play is probably going to Spirit. Like, from Rafa's perspective at least, like, I would probably say, like, just go Spirit. Like, your bow's gonna be there.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be able to progress in, like, many places. But from our perspective, knowing that, like, a bow's not there unless it's mirror shield locked, like, this might actually be the correct play.
I guess maybe, excuse me, maybe Rafa's just a little scared of, knowing that, checking keys, knowing that if he goes to Spirit, he's most likely going to have to commit to Twin Rova. Maybe doing this first just feels like a little bit better, knowing that it could be paths. I guess that would be my line of thinking anyway. Rank will not be sitting on 20 skulls because we know that Song of Time has to lock it somehow.
Yes.
Because of the ice path.
Also, nothing. Yeah, nothing super likely to be on bow chest until we've seen hover boots. They could be on like Dark Link, I guess, but
yeah. Imagine that it's just like, what if it's just Boomerang on Dark Link, and then River Chest has your bow? It's just like, wait, no, sorry, it would be the other way around. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that would be interesting. Like if Decker like forgets he needs bow for River Chest and just finds a bow on the way. It'd be kind of funny. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
At least like not a mistake like that, but it's definitely possible. That the bow thing happens at least.
Either way, I don't see this. I don't know. This definitely feels like there's a huge advantage on Rafa's side still, even if this is nothing. Just having that mirror shield, and likely there's something in spirit.
Yeah, I think like even just the fact that he's doing toilet right now is a pretty big advantage, just because like we already know spirit's looking pretty dead.
Yeah.
And it seems like he's just like insistent on skipping spirit, which is at this point, as far as we know, good.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't say in his shoes I would be doing the same thing at all.
Yeah, but we've already seen him take a couple gambles, so it's certainly not out of character to.
Yeah.
Well, we're about to see if this pays off.
I can't believe it, man.
That's a big chest. Just be Rang. Watch it be Bow. Watch it be Kate Sword.
Yeah, there's a bow.
Oh, yeah.
So that's huge. That's gonna get him. It's really gonna get him going at least.
Yeah.
Like, it's not really anything specific. It's gonna get him going too. It's just kind of like everything. Like you can just kind of do everything right now.
Yeah, big chest here, bow locked and GTG, all of forest, and pretty much the rest of water, except for like Morpha and Boss Key logically. So. Yeah, that's a huge positive there on Rafa's side. At the very least, you did have some direction for that with the Song of Time path, but I'd have to imagine, if somebody put off GTG until now, that they might be feeling a little bit better about that, but hard to justify, I guess. I guess you had the hammer, but I'm just trying to think, like, if you went to well earlier and you got the hammer, do you still go for Megaton Hammer Chest?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Right. Because like we were talking about how they were justified in going for it because of how little they had left. Decker had done both GTG and most of Spirit, and Rafa clearing all of GTG that he had, so it made sense. But like, I can't imagine, especially with everyone's bow locked.
So in my mind, that means that bow, like 100%, is the only bow available.
Yeah. So we're still looking for whatever the water path is. Likely magic or hovers just sitting in water. Could be long shot still.
Actually, I guess like if bow locks hovers, then we could have a vanilla bow. Like,
it's true.
I think that's like one of the only other locations a bow could possibly be, and like still keep the paths correct.
Yeah. At this point, we're just looking for rest of the two Shadow Temple items, light arrows, and long shot.
Yeah, and one of those shadow items is gonna be in Water Temple.
Yeah. So effectively 2 items from Glow Mode.
Yeah, and of course, like otherwise, there's not really a whole lot to check at this point. There's Kokiri Sword that
Oh,
was locked by bow, locked by letters, so that is uh that's all Gucci, right? Because
yeah.
Saria's how does Saria's play into that? Well, it definitely does
Oh,
somehow.
yeah. Hey, Decker finally got Mirror Shield.
Interesting. So maybe because there's only like a few things left there, like I don't know.
I think it looks like
uh,
he's going for toilet.
yeah, which is perfect. It's what we want to see him do to keep this as a race, but I wonder if he does push towards those mirror shield checks anytime soon.
Yeah, you gotta wonder.
I'm synchronizing. I hope I'm not like way ahead now, but it
I don't
seems
think you
both
are.
their timers are synced up with each other, so hopefully good.
Seems like it more or less. Goma has to have a required item for Sarios to work. Is that because of the slingshot on Skull Kid?
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
That's interesting. If you can knowledge that out at this point in the race, you have an iron will for sure, because you're 2 hours in, you've just found your first bow on a just wild guess that it was on. Well, not necessarily wild, but
Well,
like good guess
either
that was on
that or
toilet.
like all of the other slingshots would just have to be locked behind forest somehow as well.
Yeah,
So like you could just
yeah.
have like 2 slingshots in spirit or shadow rather, and it would still work out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's definitely like at this point in the race, I think I just would have completely disregarded the hint. Just been like, yeah, no, this didn't
Yeah.
lead to anything. It's definitely forest access. Don't need to think about it.
Just the sort of thing that, like, obviously sitting back and watching this in a relaxed state, having both point of views, you're not really that worried. But these two have no idea, where they are relative to the other racers. So it's like one of those things where, like, how well can you compose yourself and think about logic at this point in the race?
We didn't mention actually, but Decker opted to come in here before
Yeah.
going to GTG.
Which
It's a play.
this is
Like you could find long shot in here. And you could find like magic or hovers or something. Like it can pay out.
it's highly unlikely, but if it does pay out, might just be the swing that Decker needs in his favor to turn this race around, because Lord, he needs it at this point.
Yeah, I think honestly, like if he's here, he's probably here looking for bow and just assuming that like the water path and the baronade path are one and the same.
Yeah.
And like it's just gonna be like a single item that's on river chest.
Right.
But yeah, we know he's not gonna find a bow in here.
And yeah,
But
having
do something else.
let me tell you, having played a lot of season 6 seeds, the assumption that, the two paths just lead to the same thing, very fair assumption to make. That happens all the time. So don't blame him for potentially having that line of thinking.
I guess one good thing at this point also is that once if he finds that Kokiri sword on his way out of GTG, he's gonna be able to grab Minuet with very little problem. I'm not sure if like that makes it worth it, but if Deku Tree ends up being a place that you want to clear anyway, then it's definitely something that could maybe save you time getting to forest. I don't know. I'm basically just like grasping at anything at this point. Like this
I think I would see more value in it if we didn't have Bolero, but
yeah.
I see what you're getting at though.
It's like it's the kind of thing where like if you're gonna do Deku anyway, at least like you save the time going to forest, like a little bit of time, but
Another thing to consider here is that it's potential that plays like this definitely suggest that Decker feels like he might be behind, having done all of Spirit and all of GGG for essentially nothing at this point. So, kind of thing you do want to consider taking gambles for. We don't know. This Twinrova item is going to be very important, I think. Well, if it is something important, then again, it could swing the tide of the race. If it's nothing, then basically just confirms what we've already been seeing. Rafa with a significant lead at this point.
Yeah, I think Decker like really needs this to be an item at this point.
Yeah. So, haven't seen anything in Forest so far. Even if there's nothing, after this, you can pretty safely either go into water, get that path, or go Child, do Jabu, which you know you can full clear. Then maybe even go for Deku if you're feeling a little cheeky. Oh, could this be an out of logic bow?
Imagine.
Like you suggested, we'll see. No, it's Gold Scale.
Interesting.
I don't know what the key situation was, but if they had the keys to do that earlier, no, that wouldn't change anything. Not until you find Long Shot.
Yeah.
Think they were one key short? Okay. This is a huge make it or break it point for Decker.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Just
Bag.
a bag.
Yeah, so Spirit, not really gonna pay off for Decker. Of course, it could be something that we see Rafa do later anyway, but
Yeah.
with the locations we have left in this seed, it kind of seems like you're basically just gonna find the rest of the stuff along the way, and
Yeah.
not just in like Deku Tree, which is something I can definitely see anybody doing pretty early.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen anything in Forest yet, but I'm trying to think that the only thing that could save Decker at this point is like maybe he just raw goes for 20 skulls at some point.
Yeah.
10, 20 skulls, we haven't seen that. I don't think there's much else though. Haven't seen a bigger on hint. Little important, but I think he save worked, so he definitely has prescription now, so. Just wrapping up Forest here. I have to wonder if Rafa's going to go back, because now you can effectively full clear water aside from Morpha. So I'd have to imagine, you know, it's definitely on his mind, but maybe you just want to go for, I guess going Jabu is the safer play. Maybe a little bit less efficient.
So this, as if things weren't bad enough for Decker, it looks like he's opting to go for the Forest Courtyard play instead of the GTG play.
Which at this point we know isn't going to pay out for him, so. You are going to see double Forest for a little bit, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Love that in my life. All right, Drew.
Yes.
The new co-op tournament for Ocarina of Time. Somebody put in a bunch of money, and it's a good player and a famous streamer. And your options are Pokimane and Emiru. Who are you picking for your co-op partner?
Do I have to say this? Is
you don't have to answer if you don't want to.
I don't know. I don't think there's any. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say Emmy, but
Yeah, totally fair. Yeah, Emmy's honestly, if she's picked up Mario 64 pretty quickly. So, to say she can't pick up some. I definitely don't think there's a wrong answer. I'll tell you that. I'm not going to judge you either way.
all right. I know Decker would agree with me too. So
That's true. Gotta have that multi-world synergy.
yeah.
What does Alex think? Alex, you here?
Oh god, don't ask Alex anything.
He's probably gonna be like, who? I don't know either of those people.
He's here. Okay.
Oh no.
All right, Alex.
Probably he's definitely tuning us at this.
Emiru or Pokimane? He's gonna. There's no way.
Yeah.
Good job, Alex. You passed the test.
So on to the end of Forest here. And then I'm curious to see where Rafa goes next after this. Just want to give a quick shout out to everybody in chat who's just completely ignoring my dumbass line of questioning and still talking about the seed. Good on you guys for keeping it on topic, because I certainly am not. I guess we can take this time to shout out our trackers. Tenacious Toad and Chuckles. Thank you so much. Doing, silent heroes here. Making sure the layout is up to date so nobody has to ask, who has what? Does Decker have Mirror Shield? Yes, he does. I promise you. I know it's hard to see, but got a Mirror Shield.
It's definitely like a really tough job. I think like that's an understatement, but you can definitely see like how much Chuckles messes it up. So like you can't imagine it's very easy. I'm sorry. I gotta get it. I gotta get in his head. We're enemies until Sunday.
I playing the dirtiest of mind games. But no, it's actually true. Like, you wouldn't think it, but like you can get so engrossed in a race that you completely forget that you're supposed to be doing a job. So certainly not a job for everyone. I mean, hey, hockey's my default for when I have nothing else to talk about, but that's only when I'm on restream with somebody who knows what, anything about hockey is. You won't hear me talking about it today.
It's kind of become the meta. Yeah, I'm not so into hockey despite being Canadian, unfortunately. Just never got into it.
Yeah, it's fair. But I mean, your go-to doesn't have to be hockey. It can be anything else. You can talk about anything you like.
I don't like anything.
That's true. Okay, fair enough.
I play OoTR. Did you guys see the OoTR race?
Which one? All of them.
All of them.
Yeah, we haven't seen Lab Dive yet, which might be interesting. People are still trying to figure out in chat the Saria's path, which I think there's merit in a couple of things like Goma and Lab Dive, as people are saying. Because that's pretty much the only thing that locks Minuet at this point.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, I'm not so sure that it's forest access at all. It's just like access to beating Deku Tree.
Yeah.
Because like Saria's locks forest and locks Deku Tree at this point because it locked the slingshot. So basically, all slingshots are going to be locked by that slingshot.
Exactly.
I think that's just about as deep as it goes. But since there's nothing in Forest, I guess that does mean that something is going to be on Goma.
Yeah. Definitely. So we'll have to see. I'd have to imagine it's vaguely in Rafa's mind, and even if it's not, like Deku's just like when you're, wrapping up everything and you don't really have any direction, Deku's just a good place to go. Yep. I'd have to imagine Rafa doesn't go very long without doing it.
I guess there's still Shadow too. There could, like, if nothing's on Goma, it just means something's in Shadow. So
yeah.
Or Ganon's. Both things in Lightron.
It could happen.
I always forget Ganon's exists as like this pool of items that are just lost to the void.
Yeah, ones you definitely don't care about until light arrows come up, and then it's very important. Here's our first Jabu dip. Hot 4 checks. 4 checks with about 7 or 8 minutes to do them, so love that level of item density.
Oh yeah, we're definitely all hyped up.
I don't know if that yawn was planned or not.
It wasn't. I just had to yawn, but
excellent comedic timing there, my dude.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? If I say this thing while I yawn,
it'll be funny.
I'm the funny guy now, Decker.
Yeah, change your file name.
Yeah. Start playing on file 2, buddy. I'm the funny guy. So Decker is going to push for 20 skulls and turn that in, and basically just, I think this is like his final Hail Mary. Like, if this is not required, then I've 100% lost. But
yeah, pretty much. What's Rafa's skull count? Let's see. That's 15. Alright, so.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's 20, Rafa's not in a bad spot at all.
Certainly not.
20 even now, like, necessarily, or like won't necessarily save Decker, so.
I'd have to imagine that with the amount that Rafa has ahead of him, there's no way he goes without at least getting 20 skulls and then hopefully passes through CAC at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Have we seen Dompe yet?
No, we haven't.
Yet another interesting check here.
Yeah.
This is fine, because Decker needs to go to Graveyard anyway. To get his 20th skull, which he is very clearly intending to do, so.
I guess, like, one point is, if it's long shot here on Dompe, there may be, like, less incentive for Rafa to ever come back here and do this check. Because you'll never have Nocturne. It's kind of just really bad and out of the way.
Yeah.
Although... Yeah, I guess we're just basically hoping for a long shot here.
Oh,
it's a
seed. Not, sorry. Finally in the interesting part of Jabu, where there's items for like a hot minute.
Yep. So nothing on that first check. Compass is in here. Which is also nothing. Either.
Yeah, this becomes just a little bit more interesting if there's nothing here in Jabu. But we already established that,
no, I'm just like thinking like every time Rafa has to make a choice from this point on, like he's got to think like I can do either like these or do Spirit. Spirit is very tempting. If he goes in there, like it does bring Decker back into this race. It's just a matter of like, are you gonna find the stuff along the way, or are you gonna do Spirit?
Yeah. Alright, so nothing in Jabu yet. You have to wait a little bit longer to see if there's anything on Baronade. But yeah, I think you're totally right. Like, everything Rafa has ahead of him. Like Water Temple's the only bit of direction, and then if he's really big braining the logic, he might be thinking about doing Deku and Gamma. But yeah, that's the big thing in Spirit is that there's absolutely nothing telling you that you need to go to Spirit. So I have to imagine it's not a nice choice unless you're just starting to do density.
Yeah. Yeah, Randobot rolled this seed as always. He rolls every single seed ever. Well, I guess not every single one. You can roll them on the site.
You can be Randobot too, if you really want.
Yeah, go and be your own Randobot. If you
We might be seeing a Dark Link here from Decker, which could be interesting. Could be at least information.
Yeah, it could be interesting. It's another play I really am not a huge fan of. Like, I think at this point, like, he's just really stuck on the, like, toilet bad.
Yeah.
But I think at some point, like, you really just gotta suck it up and do toilet. Like, you're looking at Song of Time lock checks. You can't do anything else in Forest without the bow, so you know that Song of Time was not required for that in any way. Like, you really just need to rush hard Song of Time lock checks.
Yeah. Certainly, the only thing that can widen or shorten this gap, I guess, at this point. I guess he's just feeling like because he did GTG already, it's just not a good idea at all. So
yeah.
This backwalk suggests to me that he's heading in the direction of GTG, although I don't know why you wouldn't just reverse if you have Requiem. What if he just does out of logic Big Poe here? And it's long shot. Imagine. Imagine.
Like another bow or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think long shot would be like the biggest thing.
He just went into water, failed the hook shot to get to Dark Link, and then just said, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna do this."
No, he hit the reset button to go back to the entrance of water. I'm guessing.
Oh,
like,
he
I think
didn't
that was his
save.
intention, but he was child when he last saved. So
okay.
Big pose hint in river. So yeah, I guess this is just the play towards GTG, which is objectively correct. But at this point, something's got to happen for Decker to be brought back into this race.
Basically, everything we've seen that could potentially shift things back in his favor has ended up being nothing. So it's
yeah. I've been up here like just straight huffing copium for like an hour and a half.
chilling super hard for your multi-world partner. I get it. It's fine. Alright, here's Baronade. So, about to be interesting again when we see what Rafa does after Jabu. I think 3 big options at this point are go adult, do water, go adult, do spirit, and stay child, do Deku. Of those 3, Water Temple's got the most direction. Deku is the best in terms of efficiency, and Spirit is the best in terms of density. So it just depends how much is Rafa weighing, progression versus density versus efficiency.
Yeah.
And I have to imagine, in my position, I'd probably want to go do water first just because it's, fully clearable again, aside from Morpha. So that'd be my pick.
Yeah, I think like you really just want to push for the information you can get. So in this case, like just whatever the path item is, and then like from there you can work with that information and see what's happening here.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, extremely clean Baronade fight.
Yeah.
It's about as good as it gets.
They're having a little bit of trouble with the torch there.
Yeah,
Pretty funny.
pretty funny. You aim too high and you hit the torch, but
Yeah.
aim too low and you don't hit the target.
Rafa, I think this is him making his way back to forest. I'd have to imagine there's not much else in this direction.
For Deku Tree, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe either he is doing what I said earlier, which is, valuing efficiency, as well as, Deku's also pretty dense. Not to suggest that, it's not, but he might also just be big braining this whole path thing that we've been talking about, where it's likely that there's something on Gamma. So
Possibly, yeah. I think it's interesting to make this play and not play or not make the spirit play at any point.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, Deku's super quick. This is the closest you're ever going to be to it. Like, you're not going to get Minuet without beating Deku, so
Yeah.
it's really like the only opportunity you have.
Now here's the thing. Do you check hints at Deku?
I think he checked them when he beat Forest.
Oh, he did? Okay. Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
Alright,
And
Deku
Deku.
gonna grab the bow and hopefully grab his other 2 items on the way out.
Hope so. He's probably cursing right now. Why didn't I just go back to toilet? Our first chest in Deku's big. Useless diamond.
Zooter safely. Question.
Oh.
We all like memes here.
I figured out how I want to express my excitement for memes.
Oh,
That's how.
yeah. Literal chills right now.
So Deku is grabbing Boomerang, by the way.
Oh, another big chest on
Oh my
Slingshot.
god. Deku good
Deku
in
good.
Season 6 of the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Tournament.
Another big chest.
Deku
3
good,
big
man.
chests. Okay, there's strength 3, so there's magic. Okay, so
Alright.
hovers in water. So we're basically just, I mean, it could be long shot in water still.
Yeah.
Maybe too early to call that, but
But
yeah,
if
Deku is pretty stacked.
if this has been, what people are suggesting with, Goma having a required item, then that might just be straight up no mode.
That's true, yeah.
Might not even have time. Oh yeah, we have. If we find something on Goma, I'm gonna set up a bet for lights.
So Decker bailing after the boomerang, not gonna find the Kokiri sword. I think that has to be the final nail in the coffin. There's
Sure is.
actually no coming back from this. I'm pretty confident. Especially with like the strength 3 found and
Yeah.
like all doors for Decker to get back into this race are basically closed at this point.
Dude, the last 3 chests in Deku were small. Dude, this dungeon sucks. Did you ever go here? A ripoff.
Only 3 big chests. That's. I don't think Rafa knows that gets rid of his flame storage, but he has dens anyway. It's fine. I guess he realized when doing flame storage that he was just gonna use dens anyway. So.
It's really interesting to see what's on Gama here. Would provide our answer for this area's path pretty definitively. And if not...
If not, it basically just means all slings are in like Shadow and Ganon's, which
yeah.
Super exciting stuff. But
With Slingshot and K-Sword, easiest one cycle, for sure.
Mhm.
What do you got here? Nope, just bombs.
Aw,
Alright.
draw.
Well, let's go to Water Temple, I guess.
Yeah.
Unless he's feeling bold and does Spirit instead. Which would be very funny. And by funny, I mean, oh my god, we're gonna be here for 4 hours?
Yeah, I honestly think, like, even with the Song of Time being Path, I think without checking water, like, if you're going to go to GTG just for toilet over Spirit at that point, then you're probably done with being bold. Like, I think, or like, I think, sorry, not that you're done with being bold, but like, you're committed to never going to Spirit Temple.
Yeah.
Like, I think because he didn't do it early, he's just thinking, like, I cannot go to Spirit Temple because, like, Decker must have done it.
Yeah. He's saying, if I go to Spirit Temple, I lose, basically. And we have to remember that the racers don't have the context of where the other one is, so Rafa does not know that he's significantly ahead at this point, and
Yeah.
almost guaranteed to win the race at this point. So he's still, you know, having some tact and, I guess, being careful with his decision making at this point. This is an OGC play, which makes sense with the strength 3 you found. That's true. Rafa did put off well for much longer than you could reasonably expect most players to do, so maybe he's also feeling pretty behind. And it would definitely justify some of his decision making.
Yeah, I think I would probably feel a little behind in either of these guys' shoes. There's the long. That's... wow.
That's pretty much glow mode, isn't it?
Yep.
Just go to water and find your hovers. Alright, let me get a bet set up here for lights then. And I'm gonna close it pretty quickly because we don't have too much left. Betting topic is where are lights? And before anybody gets ahead of themselves, I'm not accepting things that are full regions. You can't say bet it's in Ganon's. Come on. Be specific.
You're better than that, chat.
Thank you, Damon Crusher, for specifying which light trial chest you think it's in. Love that.
Very good, very good. That's what we like to see.
Yeah. Putting not a meme bet in all caps and brackets does not, you know, vindicate you of it being a meme bet. Riley, get it.
Whoa.
This guy, relax, bro. I do not have Pectus Excavatum. Don't you worry.
What's that? Oh, okay.
The
That's like the
chest hole.
Okay. I thought it was gonna be like the chin hole, but I guess Pectus is, yeah, that makes sense. I guess you saw, because it was posted in your Discord, but did you see the thing about the suffix Aussie being like the word of the year?
I thought that was a joke. Dude, people have been doing that for years.
Yeah.
Was it like when PCR tests started being a thing, everyone's like, oh, I'm going to get my nussy tickled. It's like, come on. There's hover boots.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Because we have basically all of Shadow Temple ahead of us, I'm going to close the bet once Rafa touches the blue warp for Morpho. So get it in now if you haven't.
Also worth noting, that the hover boots were on boss key, and we still don't have boss key yet. So Rafa actually has to go
true.
grab 2 more keys to go find the boss key.
Yeah, we do have Torch's chest here. We haven't seen yet. Fortunately, without setting the water level to 3, I think Rafa realized midway going there that you can't get to Torch's chest without first setting the water level back up to 3.
Yeah.
You peek this. You do a see up peek. You don't have to do this. Unless he already looked at it, did he?
He might have seen both the unlocked items at this point. I'm not sure.
Setting it to 3. Interesting.
But he only did half of that check. I'm lost. But I'm sure it's gonna work out anyway. It's just,
yeah.
I guess he's gonna put the water all the way down while he was like at the front there, and it's like convenient for him, so that like, because I think maybe he just needs it at the very bottom regardless of the situation. I guess, I don't know.
Have to see. I have to imagine as soon as Rafa finds boss key here, he's just gonna book it for Shadow.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Decker's almost done with Forest. That's neat, I guess. Good for you, bud.
Gonna get his 3rd medallion. At that point, it's like, I guess he'll go and do Jabu, but after that, like, he's really gotta look at what there is left to do.
Right.
Cause I guess like he'll probably go back into water and just hope that he can find the path item on either Darklink or River Chest. We know he won't. And then at that point, like, I don't know, like, he would have to go back into Fortress to grab his Kukiri sword. No matter what, like, you have to go and do that. That's the thing that unlocks the rest of the seed.
Yeah.
We know that it doesn't really matter. I don't know if the seed will be over by that point, so like maybe we'll never even see him get to that point, but we still got like a full Shadow to go. So
yeah, and I'd have to imagine the Lights Hunt isn't going to be too difficult. Like, I don't think there's anywhere that Ganon could say that isn't just immediately accessible at this point. So, you know.
Yeah, like, as far as checks we haven't seen, it's like Shadow and Ganon's almost covers everything.
Yeah. Well, you have like chess minigame,
Wasteland.
I guess, yeah. Wasteland, CAC archery. Haven't seen.
Yeah, that's true.
That's about it.
We seen a big Goron.
No, we have not.
Oh my god,
Be funny. They do the whole frigging trade quest. Sure, at this point in Rafa's mind, he's just like, boss key, why can't it ever be early when I need it to be?
Yeah, he's probably like stressing out at this point too, because it's been a weird seed.
Definitely. Especially with the whole skipping well thing, you know?
Yeah, I think like, don't skip well, it's a little straightforward. Like, maybe the whole, maybe you have like a little bit of trouble with the whole toilet thing, but otherwise, like, I think it's not that bad.
Yeah, certainly. Especially, you know, as we mentioned before, skipping Spirit in its entirety, when we know it's got absolutely nothing, is definitely working out in his favor. Not having to double dip fire for Iron Boots, getting K-Sword on, first available trip in Fortress. Generally, he's been playing this seed pretty well. And that's not to suggest that Decker hasn't been playing this seed well. It's just, weird bow location, and then definitely influences your thinking with the K-Sword location. So you can't really fault Decker for playing the way he has. Just unlucky that. Yeah. So here's the thing. If I haven't been counting keys in water, but let's pretend that River Chest has to be an item. If it's boss key on Dark Link, does Rafa go down and check River Chest in case it's lights, or does he just bail? What's the play?
I don't know. I honestly have no clue. Like, maybe you could just leave Furores. No, because you want Furores at Ganon.
Yeah. And he did Dragon Chest already, which suggests that he's not going to go down to River Chest, because otherwise he would have just peeked it, right? So.
Yeah, although I guess he needed the key. I'm not sure. Like,
oh yeah.
I'll maybe check River Chest.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter. He needed the key. All right, fair enough. Forget I said anything. Okay. Yeah, with hovers on boss key chests, then you need 4 keys to be able to get here.
Yeah, pretty funny stuff.
Basically the worst arrangement you could have possibly had in water. But I mean, at least it meant that you would have to find long shot before you even think about going into shadow. Because there's basically not, you can't even do that chest out of logic with hovers being there. So. At this point, for Rafa, it's just a mad dash to the finish. Just see how well he can execute. Potential first W of the tournament for Rafa. I don't know how he did last year, but it's always a nice thing to be able to say you didn't go 0-2 right off the bat. So I'm sure he's got that in the back of his mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wanted to say he was in Challenge Cup. So he did make brackets.
Okay, yeah.
Groups in the Challenge Cup. So yeah, pretty good start to the tournament here. Winning your first match, of course, is a huge confidence boost at the very least.
Especially when it's such a massive upset as 33rd seed beating 32nd seed, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think Rafa knows he's good at the game.
Yeah, certainly.
Also, I didn't mention it there, but he ended up getting like the quick pull on Morpha, which is really hard to do. So props to him for that. But lost Morpha and then ended up getting like a really nice like backup grab.
Which is even harder to do, I think, is getting Morpha back the second time. Yeah. So, a little bit of luck, but definitely some raw gamer skill there coming in handy. So he's going to be going. Got to go make his way to CAC, and playing Bolero is the most efficient way to do it. But then he'll be able to go pretty much straight.
Yeah, Nocturne on Nocturne is kind of annoying. Just having to walk all the way down there to get the warp song that warps you pretty much there.
And it is just a little bit faster than... Oh yeah, I'm going to close the bet, by the way. No more betting.
Yeah, betting is bad. Gambling is a problem.
Right, Drew, when are we going to Falls View, man?
I don't know, whenever.
I'm strapped with a G. What's
What?
your the 1,000 books?
Oh, yeah. I didn't.
What's your casino game of choice?
I've never been, honestly.
Correct answer is Ocarina of Time Season 6.
Oh, dang. You're right. I guess I'm not the funny guy after all.
Dang.
That's okay.
I just got the raw zingers coming out.
Here
Here we go. Nocturne. Straight into Shadow Temple.
Yeah, the play that none of us really expected at this point.
This is pretty bold. Can't imagine why you would want to go here. Yeah, 2 slingshots in Shadow. Let's go.
Oh yeah, we're gonna potentially get the
Mhm.
the double big chest bait. I mean, they could just be in Ganon's, but it'll be funnier if they're here.
Got Celeste music on Rafa's side, which is, reach the summit. Quite fitting for this point in the race.
Yeah, that's actually an incredibly fitting song. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Also, that game is so good. If you haven't played, please go play it.
Yeah, big agree. Love Celeste.
Oh, we got the Pokemon battle theme. I've had the audio off this whole time, actually. I'm just realizing.
All right, true spinner. What do you got for us?
Clockwise gang.
Full counterclockwise, gang.
Oh no, going for the high likelihood plays.
No.
And it not paying off. At least not any more than clockwise would have. Okay, you know what? That's fine.
I know that middle is like the second most likely, right?
Yes.
But it feels like I never get middle. Like it's always either left or right.
Oh really? I feel like I
Yeah.
get middle a lot, but I don't think I really pay much attention to it. How many minutes till Ganon? Like, it's probably not going to be within 15, but
Yeah.
if it makes
Shadow
you feel
Temple.
any better, like, we know the outcome of the race at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think you might get to see the lights in, potentially. BC Crash! Oh my god, that is...
Yeah.
We have some extra time on our hands because we're basically gonna have to sit here and watch Rafa catch up to where he was. Hopefully the save isn't that far back.
He saved in Water Temple, so he's going to have to fight Morpha again and go back and get Nocturne, but he knows he can skip all of the first part of Shadow. So I can tell you guys it is going to be about 8 minutes for him to catch up. Luckily, we do have the fair play player agreement in effect here, so Decker has agreed that in the case of a VC crash, he should pause and wait for Rafa to catch up.
Yep.
We just gotta wait here for 8 minutes. Totally didn't know that was gonna happen. Totally didn't mention Rafa's excellent Celeste music, so you guys turned up your volume and got jump scared by it.
There's no way you did that. Are you serious?
Yeah, actually.
Oh my god.
Sinister commentator out here. So Thunder messaged me ahead of time to let me know that the VC crash happened, and the most recent chat message for me and Thunder was just the Among Us twerk gif. So that's what I'm looking at right now in our DM history.
Oh god. Oh boy. Yeah, so that person in chat that was asking, you're definitely not seeing the light arrow hint. I'm very sorry.
It's definitely not. Sorry, go ahead.
It's most likely going to be either found before we get there, or it's going to be Ganon's. So I think you're not missing out on much. And yeah, that was a perfect Morpha fight. That's how we want to see it done. It's a good job.
Proved it once, and then proved it second time.
Yep.
Grabbing the key this time. Doesn't matter at all.
Hey.
It's already full cleared water.
So
Is that allowed?
Yeah. yes,
I mean, technically no, but whatever. I'm not a race mod for this game, so I can't do anything.
yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Imagine being a race mod who is like, hey, that violates FPA, so you actually
Yeah,
lose.
he has them. Yes,
I can't hear Thunder
it's,
talking, but I can hear
it's better,
Rafa talking to Thunder.
Maybe I'll switch to Decker audio, I guess. Well, we'll just hear his pause music, but you know. Oh no, it's anime music.
yes.
Oh jeez, yeah, we can't.
Alright, Trez. I hope I don't get you DMCA'd. Okay, Serious Song will get you DMCA'd anyway, because that's the friggin' environment that we live in now.
Yeah, I really cannot wait until AI takes over music too.
Yeah, I can.
I'm joking. That's so shitty to say.
Come on.
Those people specifically.
Okay.
You know what? When AI takes your
5 minutes,
job,
I think.
I won't shed a tear for you.
Dude, ChatGPT is already getting like scarily good at generating snippets. Like, I'm gonna be out of a job in a couple years for sure. Hit by the boulder twice. Can we see it third time? Let's go.
Okay,
Doesn't work.
four?
Doesn't have to worry about
He's on
being efficient.
FBA time, baby.
Is this intentional damage he's taking so he can death warp later? Is he getting an advantage? He took a quarter heart from all of that. Almost caught up here. He was just getting the compass chest, so all he has to do is do the true spinner, go get the spinning blades key, and then he'll go back to compass chest once again. Also, I'm so glad I'm not the only person who VC crashes in Shadow Temple. I don't know what it is. For some reason, I VC crash a lot more than the average Uter player, and
You're glad. I wish nobody did, but I mean,
yeah, that would be ideal. But
okay.
I swear, like at least like 75% of my VC crashes happen in Shadow Temple.
Okay, he remembered.
Yeah, that's
Remembered
good.
that it's middle. Pog.
You got True Spinner Seed, so you knew right away which one he had to put it to. Dude, I ran Defeat Ganon for a day, and I got a VC crash on Ganon, which apparently has only ever happened once ever to like any speedrunner. So
It's happened to me.
in speedruns?
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'm
Okay.
not like notable
Okay.
or anything. So
I mean, who do you think I am?
I mean, like saying like it's only happened to one person. Like you can't know that. Like these people don't know that. If they told you that.
Ban VC.
Honestly, like hot take, I think emulator should be banned, but like everybody plays on emulator, so it's basically impossible.
So you want everybody to get a Wii then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially.
Okay. So this is the point. Yeah, he did the jump slash and pause, so this is right where he was.
It was like perfect. Like
Yeah. So we'll both start up again very soon. Yeah. The problem is not the cost of a Wii. The problem is the cost of a capture card, and a PC able to handle that. Oh, big chest.
Even if you decide to go for like a cheap option, it's there's some shipping times. Hey, there's a slingshot. Let's
Yeah.
That's 1 out of 2. Can't afford. I mean, like all in all, like Wii and capture card ran me like $40 Canadian.
You a GV USB to whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Classic.
I mean, it's passable. It's not good.
Yeah, for a lot of people, it's not about the price. It's about how annoying it is to homebrew a Wii. It's like
That's true. Yeah.
it's not hard. It's just a ton of steps and a ton of time. Then you ready up in the race room later than everybody else. And it's like, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Never gonna beat one shot.
For Zoe's question, okay, there's the other slingshot. The like rule about models is that they must share the same skeleton as the original model.
Yeah.
So no, the ones that are race allowed are not gonna mess with anything like that.
They're not gonna get really cosmetic.
Advantage or disadvantage, yeah, it's just cosmetic.
Riley, don't give me the bat chest like a week after you got VC set up. Come on. I'm not allowed to do that anymore.
I think the thing he's joking about is that he couldn't get it going, so he got his brother to do it.
Oh yeah.
Little brother homebrewed his Wii for him.
Dang, Riley's a boomer. Can't figure out technology. There's lights.
There's lights. Okay.
All right.
So, seed solved. Hopefully that person got to see that before this meeting. Yeah, there he is. Let's go. Awesome. So yeah, have fun at your meeting, and we are going to have fun watching the rest of this Shadow Temple.
What is manager? Why did 2 different people bet manager? What is that?
I think that's the Floor Master chest. I don't know why. It's kind of a stretch, like even as a meme, like it doesn't.
So what you're saying is it's one of these. It's one of these.
Yeah, it's like even worse than like one of those, because like at least like I don't know. I don't know. They're all pretty bad. I think that one's like especially bad because like it doesn't even like mean anything. Like it's just stupid.
Yeah. Anyway, nobody got the bet right, so I'm picking this one. Oh, hold on. Why didn't it? Oh, there we go. That's the one I wanted.
Hey, do you actually? I don't even actually want to.
No, I do not have a chest hole.
Okay, because I know somebody that does, and
Oh,
like
yeah?
I have like the opposite.
Oh, you got... That's interesting. I think the only reason Riley knows what that is because Ludwig has it. Sure, if anybody remembers
Okay.
that, that's what we can call the chest. Anyway. Shadow Temple is just going to be a race to the finish. We looking for... I don't know. Did we see Bosky yet? I don't think so. But we're looking for one more small key in Bosky, I think.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen it either. Let's note the notes. The Deku notes. Got really quiet in here all of a sudden.
All right. Pokimane or Emaru? Who has a better Spotify playlist?
Man, I don't know. Like, I'm not invested in these people at all.
All right. What about... Who are you invested in?
Nobody important again.
All right. Anju or Cremia?
Oh.
There you go. Hit the sweet spot.
I think Cremia probably.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. Cremia seems realer. Anju doesn't seem like she's got it all together.
You remember the Cremia fever?
Oh, why'd you have to remind me?
What's your strat on the boat? Do you just kill them or?
Yeah, I killed him, and then I get ISG off a bomb, and just waggle legality in front of the race mod's face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
But like, if you turn to the side, then the sword trail makes like a cool flag. So that's why I do it.
That's cool. No, yeah, I just kill the one, and then I like stand on the corner of the boat where the other one won't spawn, and then I don't know. I'll just spam like the hookshot button in place there. It's really annoying, but I can't. Like, I just need to do something. But I don't want to fight those. Yeah.
Okay.
My hands just like need to do something always. I don't.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm a button presser for sure.
Mm-hmm. Decker doing. Oh yeah. So he's doing all this before Bosky chest. I think probably because he doesn't have long shot or hover boots, which are in that chest.
Yep.
So I guess not very notable at all. Because yeah, he needs to go back and get that Kokiri sword, which is a tough call to make.
I'm guessing. What's up?
No, yeah, sorry. Hovers and Longshot. Hovers are coming up here. They're in the river chest. But Longshot is in OGC behind Strength 3, which is in Deku. Which is behind Kokiri Sword on HBA, which Deku decided to skip. Not that like at that point it made a difference anyway, but just to get you up to speed, that's where everything was. And Magic is also in Deku. Before you ask.
I think this is going to be about 318, 319 maybe for Rafa's finish. Certainly a bit longer than the average S6 seed, but given how weird this was, you had the toilet bow that kind of didn't really make sense to do at any point. once you got Song of Time, it's like they already both did GTG. So
Yeah,
yeah.
the seed was definitely a weird one, especially like with both players doing an early dip to GTG. Like, there's just not really a good time.
Yo,
Well, like, I don't know.
Rafa doing ice arrow strats, by the way, on Bongo in a race. What a Chad.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, I totally agree. Like, I think Rafa played this pretty much as well as you possibly could have. Aside from maybe putting off well a little bit longer than I would have, but we know that, or at least it was mentioned that if you do well early and you get hammered, then you're much less likely to get those irons, which didn't end up actually mattering. I think you could have. Could you have skipped Central Pillar?
We've seen another bow. Because if we haven't seen another bow, then the irons do matter.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So one way or another, I think Rafa played this seed incredibly well, despite it being a little bit over 3 hours. Not really much you could do with a seed like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Rafa's played phenomenally. Pretty much just
Never even went into Spirit.
Other than like the early stuff, it's just kind of like, yeah, like you wasted like a little bit of time here and there, but really just like at the end, just cutting all corners.
Exactly. We got just a climb and fight of Ganondorf and Ganon, about 5 minutes, and then hopefully we see one or both of these people in the interview.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like we're at least grill these guys on a couple things. Hopefully Decker tells a joke or two, establishes himself as a funny guy. Can I really quickly crop the other side of Decker's stream? I need people to see what we've been looking at like this entire time. Here, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna show you guys what he's been showing us.
Whenever there's like downtime, I'm just like looking at this thing cycling through and just seeing how many I recognize.
Here,
it's actually like quite a few. Like I'm way too into this shit.
This is what we've been seeing. it's like what the hell is on Chuckles like hype beasting. He's just hype beasting himself for how he's a funny guy, and other people are saying he's a funny guy, and then this like looping anime gif, like a bunch of different girls. I recognize like 2 of them, I think.
Oh really?
Yeah, I do not know who these are at all. Anyway, I'm gonna get the anime off the screen. Like I saw, I don't even know her name, but the Keep Your Hands Off Izoken girl, I saw her. And then fucking Karisu from Steins Gate.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it. That's all I got.
Oh, okay. I'd say I recognize maybe almost half.
Yeah. Oh, that's what's her face from Kill la Kill. I recognize that too. Okay. All right, we got 3.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm slightly less fake of a weeb. Yeah, Decker said earlier before the stream that he had to make some adjustments to his stream layout, and that's what he went with instead of Domino's pizza. No, that's so sad.
That's bad, Tommy. I was laughing at chat, not what just happened. I'm sorry.
backs it up with the decent cannons.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I know I've pointed it out like a couple times up to this point, but Rafa has like some pretty solid execution. Like he definitely doesn't look like a player who's been playing for like a year and a half. Like he's definitely gotten very good at the game.
Yeah. I think multiple times it's been proven that, how long you've been playing doesn't really mean that much. It's more how much you play in that time span. Like, multiple people have proven that you can get extremely good at this game in, honestly, as short as a year if you really want to put the time in.
Yeah, he's in RSL Beast too. He's in the brackets, which I believe is the top 8 from Swiss. So, and like specifically, like he's in the top 7.
Yeah, which is very, very different. There's a lot of really good players in RSL, and you need to have a huge brain to be able to play that efficiently. So,
Decker gonna grab his Kokiri sword right before seeing that Rafa has finished. But I would think that at this point, he probably expects that it's done.
Yeah, I'd say
that's
so.
like basically last location for him. There's like maybe like a handful of overworld checks. I don't even think there's like actually 5 overworld checks left.
All right, that'll do it. GG's to Rafa, winning round 1. Moving on to face the winner of What the Hells and Xeno. Well, that'll be a very, very interesting match to observe for sure. Go with a final time just over 3:19. Congrats.
Yeah, GG's and congratulations.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get somebody in here for interview.
Yeah, I think they both said they're going to be in here. There's Decker at least. Let me get him in here. Hey, bud.
Hey.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh. I just feel like I've been like sodomized and abused for 3 hours.
Jesus. Yeah.
I mean, I see why you say that.
Yeah,
that was a weird one.
It's like every decision I made kind of was wrong, pretty much. Like, even stuff that's like, oh, I'll do Spirit before I go GTG, because, like, it's, I can. It's like a decent dungeon, to just like, oh, I'll go GTG when I don't have the bow. Like, oh, what are the odds that the 1 check left there is something? And then, like, fucking, what are the odds that the well isn't like a bomb bag or a scale for KD? What are the odds that, like, horseback archery is something when I've got Forest and Jabu? Like, what a mess, man. What a mess.
Does sound like a pain in the ass.
Certainly, the you guys both put off well pretty early on. And you saw the reasoning where it's like, it could just be a bomb bag, and you knew the one on Crater, so, like, doesn't seem that much, but very quickly came apparent to us that there was not much elsewhere, so.
Yeah, if I thought about it a little bit more, with the way the strength was in DC, like, because when I got the hint, I just sort of went, oh, it's like a bomb bag in well, or like or like your other scale or something.
Right.
I didn't think, oh, like a hammer, something like that gives you the strength, which gives you like the scale at the top of DC, which gives you a bomb bag. So it's a bit finicky, but like, yeah, honestly, they felt like such like unhelpful hints as well. It's aside from, oh yeah, you should just go and do the well. It's like, yeah, no fucking kidding.
We're welcoming in Rafa as well. GG's and congrats.
Thank you.
Rafa.
And GG's.
GG's to you too.
Yeah. How you feeling? What did you think of the seed?
Personally, on my side, I thought the paths were useful, so maybe that's because DMC I considered it was only Epona. I didn't think the bomb bag was a path, so I knew everything was behind Epona, and since
Yeah.
Longshot was my glow mode, well, I could root everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get why Bombag could screw the seed, since it opened everything.
Pretty much, yeah. I think we both understand like why you guys put off well, but it did bottleneck with that hammer, leading to both Rudos and Iron Boots. But we were actually thinking that it kind of worked out for both of you because with how little there was left by the time you were in fire, it felt like you had more reason to go up and do Megaton Hammer Chest, which ended up having those irons. So
I think I'd have done hammer either way there. If
Yeah.
I like in this situation, it's like, what do I have left? But like when I got there anyway, before I was thinking, well, what else do I have left? I was like, there's like one key left.
right,
And that could just be on Volvagia. I was like, I'm just gonna do it while I'm here. Like, there's no
Yeah.
reason not to do it.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
you don't want to come back at any point after that.
yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, having already done like Spirit and GTG, that made it like 5 times easier to say that too, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
I think that was another big difference maker was that Decker did Spirit, whereas Rafa, you never touched it.
Yeah, I totally understand. Before going back child after JTG, I really hesitated between JTG, between Spirit.
Yeah.
Uh,
We
it,
could-
was,
Go ahead.
yeah, it was only because I did GTG first and without a bow, and I saw the big chest behind the bow. So I was a bit tilted to be fair. I was like, shit, if there's a bow in bottom of the well, it can be harsh. So that's why I rushed back child and did the well.
I
But
think
that really wasn't a bad decision.
we kept saying, because you were obviously pretty much the entire time you were just a little bit ahead on the progression. And we kept saying, okay, well, here are some of the options Rafa could do. Or he could go to Spirit if he's valuing density. And at any point, we're like, well, this is an opportunity for Decker to catch up, and it just never happened. So, yeah. Didn't really have much direction going there, so made a lot of sense.
And after the early game, after you get the hammer,
Mhm.
I guess you will not go back to Spirit. I think.
Yeah.
Since you have a hammer that gives rotors, that gives Song of Time, that they gives you this bow, and after that, I think you would clear everything behind the Epona and the bow, especially the bow, before going to Spirit.
Right.
Yeah,
Just had-
absolutely.
How'd you feel about the VC crash? That must have been so
I was
nerve-wracking.
surprised. So I was really scared at first, and because I never remember when I saved, and I remembered, oh, I did water before, so I'm good.
Yeah.
So
At least it wasn't that catastrophic. You were able to catch up in more than enough time with an FPA, so it's all good.
yeah, and you could skip the beginning of Shadow.
Yeah, lucky.
Yeah.
You even did the jump slash and paused, which we thought was really funny.
Yeah, maybe too stressed to let the few seconds go.
Yeah, understandable for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely understandable.
Any other comments you guys have on the seed?
Not really. Like, I don't know. Next time I'll try play it in order, I guess.
Yeah, seed kind of sucked, to be honest. If I'm being real with you guys, this is not a great seed. But
Yeah, the early game was a bit rough.
all right. Well, I guess with that we can wrap up. I think you guys are being invited as well to the French restream interview, which is being done by Ryu Kane. So shout outs to those guys. If you speak French, go ahead and check that out as well. And
Can I check it out? I speak like some French.
I think they're willing to do some translation. So I think you're both welcome. But anyway, as for us, that concludes this restream. Quick shout out to Decker and Rafa for putting on a great show. Very, very fun to watch.
And thank you for the restream.
Yeah,
Of course,
thanks for the
shout out
stream.
to my co-commentator Drunus. This is a fun time. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Shout out to the trackers. Here, I'm going to put all the commands in chat. There are the runners. There's the commentators. And there are the trackers, the silent heroes. Also, shout out to Trez for setting up this restream for me. So all I really had to do was click the button. Definitely made it a lot easier for me. With that, I think we are good to conclude. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I am not a mod in ZSR2. I don't have the power to raid, but if somebody who does have the power... Oh, you can do it? Why don't we raid Ryu Kane? Want to raid Ryu? Yeah, let's do it. Go check them out. I think we might get some additional interview time. Take care, and we'll see you on the next race in the bracket. There's still plenty of matches to be played.
This work properly on the embedded version of chat. I don't know.
Uh-oh. Mods. Tobias, you here?
I have loaded up the actual page.
Oh, I should go to the interview page, shouldn't I? Good restreamer, by the way.
Yeah, you did okay.
I'm sure you did fine. I'm sure the restream was a treat to watch. It's okay.
We showed off your layout for a little bit. Don't worry.
Good. Oh yeah,
everybody knows
I saw.
You're a funny
I
guy.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's not working.
All right, we're gonna do an unofficial raid. Go check out Ryu Kane. We're all gonna go over there. But for now, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.